Make sure. Oh, is stream on? Are we on? Are we live? We're live. We're live and alive. I think. Maybe. Yes. Hello, everyone. I guess we'll just have a yap then whilst we're warming up and waiting for people to come in. But sorry. So you were playing Metopia and someone came in with like the Geneva Convention of how to play the game, essentially.
Yeah, the funny little me game.
Yeah.
Like I don't
The
know.
game which
I
doesn't
just
really
wanted
need
to make cute characters.
the game which needs barely any optimization just because it's so lax. And yeah. Well, granted,
Maybe
okay.
min-max.
Actually, my mic's probably really loud, isn't it? I think of all like, if you look on like Stardew Valley, right? If you type in Stardew Valley on YouTube, one of the first things is probably going to be like how to make infinite gold quickly or something like that. People want to optimize even the littlest things. The same type of Animal Crossing, like how to get infinite bells on Animal Crossing, and it's like, damn, you can't relax in these games. Granted, I also think I don't know if Metopia has any goals in mind, so I think it really is quite relaxed in the looks of things. I think whoever said like farming sims are relaxing was a liar. They were a liar because
They're
farming
not.
sims are stressful.
They're lying.
Yeah, I was playing Fields of Mystery a while
I'm a
ago.
dirty min-maxer.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so cute.
yeah,
It's so good.
I love it. It's like very like 90s anime stuff. I like it more than at least aesthetics wise. I do prefer it over Stardew Valley because of that. I kind of just love that 90s anime look. I just think everyone's like infinitely more attractive because of it. I don't like the art style in that much in Stardew. Not the sprite art. The sprite art's fine. It's very colorful, but yeah. But man, I'm like, oh, I want to do these things, and then it's like, oh, this is actually very stressful now because I have all these goals in mind, and I have a bad habit with farming games where I'll start them, and I will get into this mindset. Okay, I'm going to do one thing, and once I've done this thing, no, I'm going to do one thing, and this will be my main goal for this thing, and I'm just going to work on that just to try and set myself a goal, right? I will lose track of that instantly, and I'll eventually just kind of like go exploring and then get lost, and then I'll lose interest because I don't have a goal in mind. But that's my fault. That's my own problem. Oh, hang on.
I prefer when games don't have goals and I can just run around. I think that's my ideal.
I very much like having a goal in mind in a game. Like, and I like a lot of like narrative experiences, right? I don't think a lot of farming games are heavily narrative focused. Oftentimes, it's the baseline is, I don't know, you're new to town. Maybe you've inherited something from your grandparents. It's a classic setup for them from Harvest Moon games. But it's like, oh, you've inherited something, or you've decided to leave and purchase this new plot of land for yourself. Either way, it's all like this is the setup for you to do your own thing here, and there are stories you can uncover, and that's really cool. But ultimately, there's not a grand narrative, and if there is, it's up for you to discover that, which I think is cool. Though I also do like having a focused story. It's why I don't really play many multiplayer games, because I kind of prefer a narrative. Well, that and I don't have any friends to play games with, but that's another story. Generally, I just prefer having like a longer narrative thread to go through. But I don't know. When I was playing Fields of Mystery, I liked being able to go into the dungeons and the cave dungeons, and I found this like ghost lady, and she's like, "Oh, I'm some ancient magical ghost." And it's like, well, I guess there's a mystery now to uncover, and I need to find this out. And you had to talk to the hot purple witch lady, whose name I can't remember. Is it Lydia? I don't think it's Lydia.
Oh wait, oh man, oh I feel bad. I feel bad. I don't know. She's pretty.
Yeah.
She's pretty. I don't look at her name.
Yeah. I know Celine is the blonde girl, the cover girl for it, I guess. She's like the poster girl for the game, isn't she? But that's Celine, I believe. And I only remember her because I used to have a crush on a girl named Celine. That's my only reason for
I thought she
remembering.
would be kind of
Sorry, go on.
Like, cause she looks almost kind of generic because they made her, like, the poster, but,
Yeah,
like, honestly, she's one of my favorites. I actually think she's so sweet.
I think she has a very clean design, right? It's nothing
Mhm.
bombastic, but like she's very Sailor Moon looking. Yeah,
Yeah,
very Sailor Moon
yeah.
looking. Oh, what's her name? Her family runs the inn, and she's really good at cooking. I really like her. I can't remember any of the characters' names now off the top of my head. Um, oh goodness. Oh, what was her name? She's the one. Is it Burnett or something like that? I think her name begins with the B. Anyway, she's the one who lives at the inn. Her parents run the inn, and her little sister wants to be a princess, and her little brother's obsessed with bugs, and I think he's really cool. Um, and yeah,
I love the bug kid.
oh, he's so cool. I'm just like, oh, he's like, whoa, I just saw this new collection in the museum. Did you get that? Thank you. And I'm like, you're welcome, child. Now go now, explore your
Mhm,
hobbies, become a famous
mhm. They
anthropologist.
actually, they actually feel like kids, I feel like, in, Fields of Mystria, where, like
Yeah,
in Stardew, I don't love the kids because I feel like they're just a little boring, but, you talk to Luke, the bug kid, and it's like, "Yeah, I know this kid. I
yeah.
know this kid. I love bug kid."
Well, the thing is, I think they all have
It's
like,
very cute.
um, because Celine's sister's kind of the leader of them, isn't she? And they're all like, they all have like a dynamic with each other, right? So I think it kind of helps them stand out a bit as well. Like they're always doing their own thing. You'll just see them wandering around town, and it's like, what are you kids doing? I'm like, we're gonna go find a dragon. Like, okay, just come back before dark. And the thing is, there probably are. I mean, isn't it Caldaris? Is it the dragon who speaks to you? The old dragon spirit? Yeah, I think it's Caldaris. And
Yes.
so at least there were dragons at one point. Whether they still exist now is another thing entirely. I kind of hope they do, though. Though I've kind of left Fields of Mystery for a while now, just because I kind of want to wait for it to be fully released. I've kind of realized I don't like playing games when they're in early access. I found this with Slime Rancher 2,
Mm,
where
mhm.
playing the original Slime Rancher was one of the first times I had a lot of like consistent viewers on streams, and I really loved Slime Rancher. I thought it was a super fun game. And they're like, "Oh, Slime Rancher 2," and then I started that, and then I kind of completed all the content in the game, and it's like, well, I could farm more slimes, but there's no point in doing that when there's nothing to do with said slimes, right? So I was like, huh. And there's not much to explore at the moment. I'm literally having to wait for new things to come out. So I'm like, oh, I didn't really like that. And I started playing Hades 2 because so the original Hades was put out in early access when that came out initially on. I think it was on the Epic Store actually initially in early access, and I watched gameplay for that when it was announced and coming out, but I didn't play it. I played it when it came out in full. I'm playing Hades 2 in early access. I'm like, okay, this is cool, I guess. I just didn't like there was a lot of stuff clearly missing from the game. Like even like character models, because our character portraits and such weren't in the game. There were a lot of them were using like placeholder images for character portraits, and I'm like, I don't know. I understand that it's a very like convenient thing for a lot of developers where they essentially have a massive ongoing beta test for both testing for bugs in the game as well as for finding what people like and don't like and what they can do to improve it. And I understand for a lot of people it's a very useful thing to have, and especially if you're like a smaller developer or an indie developer, it's very useful as like a metrics thing as well because you can gauge interest in a game before it comes out, which I think is a very useful thing when a lot of people want that kind of stuff. Like the amount of like smaller games which are like you'll see it in Gamescom was just on right. You'll see a lot of stuff saying wishlist now. Wishlisting matters because the numbers add up. And oh, see, we have this many wish lists on this thing, and you can show that to people, and people might be interested in the game at that point because it has so many wish lists on it. Sorry, I don't remember how I got onto that. That was a long rant about
Yeah.
absolutely nothing.
You are so good. You're so good.
No, oh, I just remembered actually. There's a new game which has come out recently. It was from the creators of Journey. Have you played Journey before?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I'm really bad. I feel like I've played like nothing.
that's okay. If you ever get the opportunity, I think it's on PC now. If you get the opportunity to play Journey, you can do it in like 1 or 2 sittings. It's not a very long game. It's only about I want to say around like between 3 to 5 hours, depending on how thorough you are with it. So it's not very long. It's a wonderful experience though. There's a new game from the developers of Journey though, where you're going around like surfboarding on a sword, and it looks really cool.
Whoa,
It looks very,
let's
very
go.
cool. Yeah. It's I would say it's metal, but it's not
Anything with
metal, it's more
surfing.
punk than anything. But yeah.
Yeah, that's punk. I would put like if you were to make like a alignment chart for sports, surfing, surfing plus swords is definitely punk.
Yeah. I think you're gonna be like a D&D alignment then. You're gonna be like, yeah, surfing's like chaotic good.
uh, no, I would say surfing. Ooh,
I think it's more on the chaotic side just because it's so unconventional, right? And it requires like
I think it's
it
a
re-
chaotic neutral.
yeah, it does require like Mother Nature to kind of provide the waves if you're doing surfing.
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
and chaotic neutral, yeah. You're just kind of going with the flow of life. What's a chaotic evil sport?
uh, ooh, they're hard to class.
I
Like I can't even remember what sports exist.
I mean,
I know
realistically,
golf is lawful evil. I
yeah,
know that.
golf being lawful evil is so good. Okay, so I was actually at rehearsals for I'm currently in a play at the moment, and I was at rehearsals for it the other day, and we had to have a change of venue. We went to a golf club and it was a very fancy golf club as well, and I'm like, whoa, they have like embroidered seats with the golf club's logo on and everything.
Yo.
And I'm like, this is like this, and they have like a open bar and everything. And it's like this feels fancy. This feels very fancy. I shouldn't be. Apparently, it wasn't that expensive to get a membership for it though, which is very surprising. But yeah, um, yeah, golf being lawful evil is a perfect fit. Um, I'd, I'd say for chaotic evil.
The grass is so bad. Yeah. Oh.
No, actually, it was like a game called What the Golf, where it's all about trying to make golf interesting because golf is the most boring sport, and it just does golf in a lot of weird ways. And I want to play that game. It looks very funny. When I was gonna say
Oh,
like
cute.
an easy way to do chaotic evil would say yes, this is some Aztec blood sport from several 100,000 years ago, in which people would literally beat each other to death to score a goal. I think that's a bit of an easy
Oh
option
my
though. We need like a
god.
modern day sport to use.
Yeah, modern. Dang.
You know, there's like competitive
I feel like
Quidditch.
that's a really tough one. Yeah, I feel like oh, no, you know what? You know what's a chaotic alignment?
Hmm.
Shouldn't be one. I don't know if it's evil though. Fencing. Apparently, I just found out that the rules can change slightly depending on who your judge is.
Oh,
So it's not consistent all the way through.
that sounds evil. Yeah. Have you ever done fencing before? Even when you're wearing like the protective gear, fencing can hurt. I guess it makes sense when you're being like, even with they have little ball points at the end, but you're still getting stabbed with a sword, with a long
Oh,
sharp
I've been
piece of
looking into
metal.
taking medieval sword fighting lessons.
That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be so good. I
That would
don't
be
know what I'd use it for, but it'd be so good.
that would be amazing. I mean, you could like I don't know, you could join like a film and say be a professional stunt actress for like sword fighting films.
Just sword fighting. You
Yeah,
can't make
only
me do anything else.
yeah. So okay, so Limette, we're going to need to ask you to fall out of this building onto this pile of hay and not break any bones. And it's like, yeah, Chief, I can't. Listen,
I think I
Derek
would break
over there is
bones
very
looking
good.
at it.
Sorry, go on.
No. I would break bones if I just had to look at a pile of hay, probably. So I don't think I could do that.
Okay, Limette, you're gonna need to fall into this pile of needles and find the hay, the strand of hay. um,
Ow.
Yeah. Speaking of piles of needles, shall we start the quiz?
Perfect.
I know,
Great.
perfect
Fantastic.
transition. Um, I just read. Are we even live? I hope so. We're 15
We
minutes
are.
in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am watching from here. Yes, I see it.
I just realized your Fugi keeps doing a pog face. Hello, Flora. Welcome in. Oh, hang on, Flora. Flora, this is your first time in chat, so you got to blow on the horn. Lamette, I do apologize if that blew out your ears, but we must always follow traditions here.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
I have a little. Okay, so little fun fact. I have a little bag of all these little party blower things, and for a long time I couldn't find the ones I needed. They had a weird sound to them, and it's like, oh, it's because they changed the design of the old ones, and then bought the new ones, and now I'm back here. So like this. I remember that was that. Is it Hololive? Fabuki from Hololive did an old stream where she's playing a horror game with a harmonica in her mouth. So instead of screaming, she just like mad on the harmonica. That was
Oh
so. That was
no.
classic.
That's good.
That's
That's
classic
good.
Hololive. Man, they fell off. I've been watching Corone play Elden Ring lately, and if you've never played Elden Ring, there are quite a lot of like insect enemies in the game, and she has like a massive phobia of all things bugs. So she's just been having to like struggle through it. And I'm like, oh, you poor dog. Yeah, poor doggo
Oh,
Corone.
bugs are so cool though. So
Mm,
misunderstood.
yeah. And except for the ones which can actually kill you, which actually it's pretty rare for an insect to be able to kill a human of any insect of any. By the way, before anyone says, actually most insects are not poisonous, but arachnids are, and arachnids are not yeah, whatever. You know, we all know what we're talking about when I say insects. Anything, any creepy crawly, right? Actually, interesting fact here. So, um, people often the little bug with a red shell or orange shell, whatever call it, and black dots on it. What would you call that?
Ladybug, but it
Okay,
depends because there's different ones. Yeah.
yeah. So in the UK, a more common name for it is a ladybird. Actually, it's a very old-fashioned name for it, but we still use it over here. We call them ladybirds over here.
Oh.
I think because of like common American media, ladybug is also becoming popular now as well. But ladybird is used. But however, according to some like anthropologists, ladybird may be more accurate from like a categorization standpoint, simply because they're not true bugs. They're beetles, and beetles are not counted as true bugs. Granted, this obviously brings the question of, well, hang on, these things are clearly not birds either. So what are they? Are they just ladies? And the answer to that is we don't know. Speaking of we don't
I
know,
would like to say
no, go ahead.
are birds aren't bugs. Birds aren't bugs. I more accurate feels hurtful. I've heard lady beetle though.
Lady
I think
Beetle sounds right, but it doesn't roll off the tongue as well, does it?
no.
No. Is it Vienna the VTuber who has an irrational fear of ladybugs, of ladybirds, of
Oh,
lady
I have no
beetles?
clue.
I don't know. Anyway, speaking of irrational fears, I think we should maybe start with a quiz.
Oh no. My
Lamette,
fear of quizzes.
Lamette, do you have an irrational fear of quizzes, especially that relating to Yu-Gi-Oh?
How did you find my one specific fear? This is actually an exposure therapy session.
Did you ever watch the amazing? No, it's called the Amazing Spider-Man. And there's that one line. It's like he pulls out a knife on Spider. Like, oh my god, you found my one weakness, small knives. And then he just webs the the knife away from him. That was really funny. Anyway, good
That's
morning.
me right now.
I guess we should introduce this, shouldn't we? Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome in. I am joined today by the lovely Clumsy Lamette. You can't see this, but I'm gesturing to you with my hands into an invisible space where you are not actually there, for you are on here in the virtual space. But you know what? We'll make it work through the power of imagination. Welcome in, folks. I have invited Lamette here today to join me for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel quiz on guessing whether a card from Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel made or missed the mark. For those unaware, uninitiated even, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel is a Japanese-only format. It started in 2020. It has a completely unique card pool to normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Very completely different rules to normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of using normal Yu-Gi-Oh! As a base. And generally has a much lower power level, but has completely unique functions and mechanics exclusive to Rush. And as a result, it has this very different meta to what you might find from normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, Lamette, your experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is you are something of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Historian, is that correct?
uh, here's the thing: is that most specifically, I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh anime and manga fan. So if it's Yu-Gi-Oh lore related, I have you covered. If it's cards, I sure know them. I sure have seen them before. I do play, but I'm not like an expert, I think, in the actual game.
That's fair. Lamette, you just made me unlock a core memory there where I was talking. I was at university in my flat, and I had a flatmate from Bulgaria. I talked about her on stream before, but she's like very attractive, right? She's like a model, right? But I didn't realize when I first met her, she's a complete nerd, absolute complete weeb. And like she told me, yeah, one of my favorite anime is High School DxD, and I'm like, oh, you're like actually a weeb,
Yo.
aren't you? And anyway, we were talking about like childhood crushes, which from like fiction stuff, and she mentioned like what's his name? Is it Marek from like yeah, Marek, right? Yeah, and it's like
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, like that scene. I'm like, I can understand you like there's that scene where he takes his shirt off and his back's covered in tattoos, and she's like, what? And I showed her that, like, oh whoa, I completely forgot about this.
Yo. You know what? Marek's a great pick.
Yeah,
Great pick.
I think I can.
I respect that.
No, yeah, and then he's got like his evil monster version. He's not actually a monster. He's just a dick.
Perfect.
You know. Yeah, Marek's the
Aren't
great
we
villain.
all?
I remember I've not read all the manga yet, actually, the original, but my brother was talking about it, and it's like, it's kind of annoying that Bakura's the final villain when he's lost several times throughout the series already, and he just doesn't feel threatening at that point anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that. If the main villain has, like, lost, like, 2 or 3 times in other story arcs, and he's not accomplished anything, I can see why he doesn't feel threatening in the finale. But, I digress. This is not
He's
about...
doing his best.
He's doing
Okay.
his best is like trying to like ruin an entire I don't know, what is he trying to do? He's trying to like ruin the world, I guess, by taking a bunch of old Egyptian artifacts. Yeah, that's his plan, right? He's trying to get a magical pharaoh powers. Anyway, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel unfortunately does not have any magical pharaohs yet. It is still ongoing. The current anime
God
seasons are all about
damn
Yu-Gi-Oh!
it.
Rush Duels. There are aliens though. So you may like that. Have you heard of the Flatwoods
Fabulous.
Monster? There's a character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, the second season, who is like she's like a very tall lady who dresses like the Flatwoods Monster. And when I mean tall, she's like 8 or 9 feet tall. So
No, I haven't gotten around to the Go Rush
yeah,
seasons yet.
that's okay.
I feel like I'm missing out. They're
I
harder
don't
to
wanna
access now.
be
It used to be
irritating.
so available.
Yeah, there are other ways. We talked about this before about watching YouTube anime in parts on YouTube. And like I'd say those are the good old days. Those were not the good old days, but there were certainly times to be alive.
Oh, those are the good old days.
You know,
Look,
watching Shaman
me
King or Digimon on
wanting
YouTube. Sorry, go on.
like me watching Lucky Star, but like pre-loading it on my iPod Touch so that I could watch it while in the car
Aww.
or
Lamette,
on the bus to school.
I think you might hate me for this. I never wanted to watch Lucky Star because I thought it looked really ugly.
That is so hurtful.
I just saw Lucky Star and when it came out, I'm like, this looks so unappealing. Why is everyone's head and eye shape so this? And I just didn't like it. Now, as I've grown
Look,
up,
you had to be there.
Listen, what I can say now that now I'm older and wiser, not wiser, older and grayer, my back's giving out, my limbs are falling off, I'm basically a corpse at this point. I can now appreciate the art style of Lucky Star and how it's kind of cute and silly, and it's just kind of be a little trying to be kind of wacky. And also, I know it's absolute meme material, so that helps. But at the time, I was like, yeah, you know what, Lucky Star, I'm gonna give you a pass.
It's definitely
Anyway,
a product of its time.
is it a product of its time? I mean, you were saying the other day you'd like.
I
Wait,
would say
no,
so.
was it you who was saying it? I can't remember. Someone was saying if they give Lucky Star. No, you were saying, oh, Lucky Star getting a reboot, right? Yes, no.
No, I don't know. Is it?
Oh no, maybe no. I think someone else was saying it. Then I'm getting confused with something I heard somewhere else. Then because it's just, we've been talking about reboots in DMs and such, and someone I heard mention recently, man, if Lucky Star got rebooted, it should be like the Four Koma manga. Which I don't know if that's based or not, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's have a look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel. By the way, this is one of the cards in it. I think you'll like the card art in Rush Duel a lot. Mainly because the card frames for Rush Duel are different from normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything is way clearer, and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Yeah,
I like them
it's
because like they added Rush Duel to Duel Links.
yes, they did. Yeah, that's what
But
like
I
one.
haven't really touched it too much.
That's okay. It's still not true Duel. It's still like a mixture between the normal Duel Link stuff and Rush Duel, but it's the closest thing you can get. So yeah, my voice cracked then. Oh dear. Anyway, so yeah, Lament. How confident are you feeling then? Obviously, you're not looking at anime lore here. You're looking at cards. So how confident are you feeling for guessing
I
these cards?
It's either gonna be like I get an A plus or a complete fail.
Okay.
So
Well, we'll have a look then. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel. So, rules of the game. I'm going to show you a card introducing Rush Duel, and just using card info, your general game knowledge, and such, you're going to have to gauge whether a card made a mark on the game or whether it missed the mark. And we will be looking. I should probably move out of the way a bit just so you can see a bit better. But we will be looking at the entire history of the game up until now. So, a card may not be used that much at the moment, but we're not necessarily looking at that. Rather, we're looking at whether a card has made an impact at any point in the game's history. So yeah, and
ooh, okay.
naming it made or missed the mark is important because Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel has a lot of what I would refer to as modern card game design, in which it's very rare for a card to just be completely terrible, right? And designed to be as such. Most cards in Rush Duel, even like vanilla monsters, are completely usable, but not all of them obviously have made an impact on the game. In any card game, there are many cards which come out which aren't bad, but aren't impactful in any kind of meaningful way on the larger meta game of it. So we're more going to be looking at that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Most excellent. Let's go! Oh, so actually, I forgot about this slide. Some key reminders for Rush Duel and some Rush Duel specific traits. So, it's like it's speed duels where there's only 3 monsters and 3 spell and trap zones and a field zone. There's no extra monster zones. Well, actually, Duel Links has an extra monster zone, doesn't it? Anyway, no extra monster zones, just the 3 main monster zones, 3 spell and traps, and no extra monster zone. No main phase 2 either. Probably the biggest rule change here. 2 of the biggest rule changes come here. Number 1, you always draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. Even if you go first, you always draw until you have 5. If you end the turn at 5 cards, you draw 1 card. So you're always restocking your hand every single turn, basically. The other important thing is that you can normal summon as many times as you want. Infinite normal summons.
Stunning, perfect, no notes.
Cost for tribute still do need to be paid though, so level 5s and 6s still need a singular tribute, level 7s and higher you still need 2, but normal summons are infinite. So as long as you have cards in your hand which you can play them down. So
sounds like how I played as a kid when I didn't know the rules.
One ruling I had when I was a child and I played with my brothers was that we didn't know how damage was calculated, so we do it as like, oh, you lose damage equal to the level of the monster times 100, and that's what we would do it as. If a monster was bigger, it would kill your other the other player's monster, but damage was calculated by the level. Honestly, not a terrible ruling, and it did work actually. It did work. Though I imagine it wouldn't work now with the modern rulings of the game and everything having massive effects. But yeah, so Rush Duel, the general power level of the game is a lot lower. I mean, really, really low. Like, again, Speed Duels and Duel Links is a good comparison, where they have a much lower power ceiling of the game than normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Not everything has like 3,000 effects or whatnot. But there are also a lot of cards brought in from old Yu-Gi-Oh! Into the game. A lot of them are like really, really old cards from old OCG sets, which haven't really seen much play or even potentially
Hell
been released
yeah.
outside of English. But a lot of them are in there. Uh, a lot of, and part of it is to fill the card pool. That part of it is just to, have cards which aren't super powerful from the get go. But amongst some of these cards brought in from the normal card game are special legend cards. Now, it will normally indicate in the top corner if it's a legend card. Legend cards are these powerful or very iconic cards from the old Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime and manga, which have been brought over. Normally, you are only allowed one of each type of legend card. So one legend monster, one legend spell, and one legend trap. It used to be you only had one legend card, period, and that was the only legend card you were allowed. But now I think it was in 2023 they changed this ruling, so they made it so you can have one legend card of one spell, trap, and monster. But yeah, they're generally very iconic cards, very powerful cards, which have potentially game-changing effects. The other thing is that fusion monsters are in the game. They were not originally in the game. They got added in the second year of the game. And recently, as in like several months ago, like March this year, I think it was, ritual monsters are now in the game, and they're in the extra deck.
Oh.
Kind of.
I love ritual monsters.
Ritual monsters are fantastic. Unfortunately, they've always had a bit of a problem that they've always belonged in the main deck, and so they've struggled with consistency. They don't have that here, because they're all in the extra deck, which is kind of like what was implied in the original anime anyway, where Yugi gets out his ritual spell card and summons like Blackluster Soldier or something, just appears, and it's like, this was probably how it should have been originally anyway, but it wasn't for some reason. But yeah, ritual monsters exist in the extra
Yeah,
deck.
underrated.
Yeah, like, you can probably count on like one hand the
Wow.
amount of good ritual decks which have existed in normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Largely due to the design. But yeah, it's a design choice which Rush Jewels have decided to neglect in order to make them better. And yeah, I think it's a general thing a lot of people are happy with. The other thing as well is just a specific thing. There's a specific type of monster unique to Rush Jewel called maximum monsters. Maximum monsters are these absolutely huge cards. They're split into three pieces, all with a big shared art between them all. And you can play down the individual pieces.
Cool.
Yeah, they're very cool. You either play them down as individual pieces, and they're like kind of weaker cards, or if you have all three in your hand at the same time, you can play them down as one giant maximum monster. Now, maximum monsters.
Oh, like a baby Exodia.
Exactly, yes, like a baby Exodia, except yeah, it's just 3 parts instead of the obvious 5. But maximum monsters, whilst they have normal stats, they also have a maximum attack, which is generally some massive number, and that will be their attack stat when they are in maximum mode. They cannot be in defense mode whilst they're in maximum mode, similar to how Link monsters can't be put in defense mode, and as a result can't be affected by any defense manipulating effects. Maximums are the same. They cannot exist in defense mode. And also, if you have cards on your field already but you want to maximum summon, you are allowed to just scrap everything off your board and summon the maximum monster out. And yeah, they'll generally tend to have very powerful effects, multiple effects as well, because each card will have an effect. And yeah, they're just very cool big boys. And also, as a little side note, there are other we love big boys. There are other exclusive types in the game as well, such as Galaxy, not to be confused with the Galaxy archetype, which was from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal. Which it is Zeal, right? It's not Zexal, isn't it? The X is silent.
It's Zeal, yeah.
Actually, I mentioned High School DxD before, and it's actually High School DD. Anyway.
X is important, though, for, like, vibes.
Yeah.
So.
It makes it sound sensual. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, we also have things like High Dragon type. What makes a High Dragon different from a normal dragon? Maybe we'll find out. And we also have, of course, Cyborg. Has there been cyborgs in normal Yu-Gi-Oh? Yes. Have they been classified as cyborgs? No. but now they can be, because cyborgs are a type in Rush Duel. Anyway, with all this in mind, are you ready to get on with the quiz, my dear
Ooh.
Lamet?
Yes, 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 yes.
Let's go! Okay, so here's our first card.
Excellent, excellent,
Seven's
excellent.
Road Magician, and I'll just see if I can get down to the corner here. You can see, but they have a lot of these really cool full arts where the card bursts out of the frame, kind of like what Pokemon does. I really love that. And you can see a very different card frame. Everything's a lot clearer, so you can see what's going on
Ooh.
here. Granted, the flames on this guy are going everywhere, so maybe you can't see what's going on. But yeah, this is Seven's Road Magician. So, would you like me to read it, or would you like to read it yourself?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know. What do
know.
you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you
I don't
do?
know. I don't know.
I'll read this one
Okay,
for now. Then, if
attack
you have a
equal.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Read. 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 Read.
Okay. So yeah, Seven's Road Magician. He is a dark attribute, level 7 spellcaster with 2,100 attack and 1,500 defense. I could do it 2115 if that's easier for you, because yeah. Anyway, so you always have the requirement listed, which could be the condition, the cost, or anything, and then the effect in rush. So effects are very clear to understand as well. Again, they really nailed the layout of the cards on these. It's very easy to understand. Fantastic work. But yeah, so its effect. For requirement, you send the top card you deck to the grave, and its effect is that he gains attack equal to the number of different attributes in your graveyard times 300 until the end of this turn. So, what do you think? Do you think this card made or missed the mark on the game?
Mm, I would say because, like, as far as I know, this is like one of the signatures for like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens guy, right?
Yes, yeah, it's
So
the
I would assume made, but like very early.
yeah. So this is the main boss monster, the main character. I think his name's Yuga. Yuga, I want to say his name is. But yeah, this is his main boss monster. You think it made the mark? Yeah. Um. Well, you're correct. Yes, indeed it did. So I think it would be rather bad if they didn't make the main character's boss monster good in any capacity. Um, Unfortunately, as the case in a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh in the past, it has happened where many characters have not had very good cards to use. I remember reading an article once which talked about how Yu-Gi-Oh Vrains, they really made an active effort to make all the main characters' decks playable and like meta viable cards, and a lot of them were stuff like, was it Trickstar, the little pop idol fairies? They were very very good. One of the characters had Goki, who were those like wrestler guys, the Boral dragons, all those kind of cards. So yeah, who knew that making your main characters have good cards would make them sell well. Um, but yes, Seven's Row Magician very much made a mark on the game. So you may notice that his attack stat is not very high. For level 7 as well, right? This is a 2 tribute monster and only has 2,100. Well, what's the big idea? He can easily beat over most cards in the game. I'm sorry, you can't see it with your little Fugi in the way. He has a maximum attack set of 3,900 with his own effect. So he can basically beat over everything in the game. And obviously there are other ways to make him even bigger if you wanted to, but he can make very, very, very big numbers. He is completely generic. Whilst the main character starts off with a spellcaster deck, he can be run in any deck basically. And oh, did the call end? Hello. Oh, internet crash. It's okay, folks. We're just gonna wait for Lemet to come back on. We can stall until then. It's no problem. My Osha Lucifer is watching Epic the Musical at the moment. I've got it on in the background just in case. So I can't wait to watch this after the stream's done. Unless I have to watch the VOD. I'll probably have to watch the VOD. That's okay. But yeah. Lemet shall return in the sequel to the The ends always justify the means. Everything's changed since politics. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Never really know you can trust. Yeah, Epic Musical is why I decided to start reading the Odyssey live on stream. And man, it's great to revisit it again. It's also interesting to see all the changes, which, oh, I can't remember the name now. The composer, I think, the creator of it. It's interesting to see all the changes he made from the original work. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff which I think maybe could have been added, though. What I will say about Epic is as a genuine criticism is that I think the last part of it kind of, it's not paced the best. Like some of it feels a bit unnecessary, and you can see that the pacing is a little off at points, especially regarding Telemachus and his songs, where he kind of has these really great songs, but they don't really do anything in terms of the wider story. So I'm yeah, I'm a little confused about that. It's rather unfortunate, but I still think overall the show is great. It's a great show. Not on stage, maybe one day. Oh, Lamette, have you returned?
I fixed it. I fixed it.
She's back, lads. Let's go.
Yo, let's go.
Let's go.
This is my curse to bear. Oh man. Oh man. Sorry. This
No,
happens
you're
to me
absolutely
like
fine, my dear. Don't worry about it. Don't worry at
multiple
all.
times per stream.
It's fine. Lamette, I was having microphone issues for like 10 minutes before stream trying to figure it out. You're allowed to have an internet crash. It's okay.
We're so back. Let's go.
Yeah. But no, as I was saying beforehand, before I started talking about Epic the Musical, because yeah, I really like the show. So yeah, Seven's Road, it made its mark absolutely. It can beat over basically anything in the game with its maximum attack stat. Completely generic as well. It is a spellcaster. It is dark attribute level 7. All good attributes to have, but it is completely generic. So any deck which just wants a big unga bunga boy can just throw him in, and he's like, yeah, he'll be good. Unless you have like one attribute, in which case he's maybe not going to be that good, but he'll be fine for the most part. And he is the main character's main card, so he does of course have main character privilege, and we all love main character privilege. Yu-Gi-Oh certainly loves main character privilege. It constantly gives characters new cards all the time, and everyone loves it. No one's ever got kind of disappointed about just another Blue Eyes White Dragon card. No one's ever think, again with this guy, really. But yeah. Also, yeah, what do you think of the card art here, where it's like bursting out the frame? I think it's really, really cool. Again, Pokemon's done this kind of thing before.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and Digimon has fantastic card art like this, where they burst out the frame as well. It's really, really good. I think Duel Masters does as well.
The One Piece card art too kind of does that.
Yeah, I did not like One Piece card art at first because I thought it was just like PNGs of the anime, and like, oh, hang on, no, there's a lot of actual like good artists who have put their work in this, and I've seen some really nice card art from One Piece. I'm not too keen on
like they look really nice physically.
But yeah, no, like I do have a starter deck, and a lot of them look nice in person. Absolutely, yes. I recently got like a starter deck with a Gundam card game, and a lot of cool art in that as well. But Gundam and One Piece play very similarly. I do think I like Gundam more though, but I also think that's just because I prefer Gundam over One Piece.
Based.
Yeah, mechs over pirates any day.
Wait, I like pirates more, but Gundam over One Piece.
Okay, fair enough. Fair. Oh my god, mech pirates! And then I remembered there was actually like a series of that. There's this manga for Gundam called Mobile Suit Gundam Crossbone, which is like. It's like an old. It was from the 90s. It was like do you know the film Gundam F91? It's like a sequel to that. It's like a manga sequel to Gundam F91, where it's all like characters from Gundam F91 and a bunch of new characters, basically being space pirates. And the main Gundam is called the Crossbone Gundam, and it has like thrusters in the shape of a skull and crossbones, and it has a big skull on its chest. It's so cool. It has a cape. I love mechs with capes.
Yo.
They're so like not necessary, but they're so cool. Mechs with capes are the best thing ever. They're so good. Oh my god.
True. I wish I was a mech with a cape.
I wish I was a mech with a cape. That would be amazing. Or piloting a mech with a cape,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. Either way, it'd be awesome. We need more mechs with capes. What function do they serve?
Piloting
To
a
look.
mech with a cape,
Wait,
but
pilot.
then you're a mech with a cape who's smaller inside.
Inside this mech with a cape is another mech with a cape. And how far?
Yeah.
How far do you want to do the Russian doll of this? Is it a Trishka? Matrishka dolls? Is that what you call them? I don't know. How,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, like when they're when they have like the giant like boss god mechs that are
yeah,
like the size of like a whole universe,
yeah.
up to that scale. I
God, that
want like I want like the eye dog size robot
the
up to
what?
the galaxy.
What's the eye
Do you know
dog?
an eye dog? It was like a little you plugged it into your iPod and then when you played music it danced.
Oh, one of the. Oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I understand that. You just want like a universe size that. Those are yeah, I understand now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, let's go on to the next card. This is Multi-Strike Dragon Dragius. Again, awesome card art here, where it's ripping out of the frame. Love that. Do you want to read it this time?
Uh, uh, sure, sure. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You sound
Okay.
like you're doing little ooh woo kind of
No,
fingers pointing.
I'm
Ooh,
not.
can you read it
I
for
just
me, please?
no,
Ooh.
no,
That's what you sounded like.
no. I can read it. I can read it. It's sorry. It's a light level 7 dragon. Uh 2515 since the top your top card to the I
It's okay.
words.
Take your time.
Top card of your deck to the graveyard.
It's a
Uh
non-judgmental space here.
this turn if this card is destroyed by a monster, it can make a second attack. Yo, sick.
It is indeed quite sick, as the kids would say. Do kids use the word sick anymore? I think people will always use sick, because sick is sick nasty.
I don't know. I'm not the kids, so I
Thank
couldn't
God.
tell you.
You know what we do to kids around here? We say, get a job. Anyway,
Dang.
yeah. So this guy, you send the top card into the grave, you mill one, and then he can attack twice if he destroys a monster. What do you
That
think?
that sounds pretty good to me. That sounds pretty good to me.
You think you made a mark on the game then?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Most excellent.
Anything with like graveyard effects to me is busted. But I also don't know how Rush Duel plays with the graveyard.
Well, he doesn't have a graveyard effect, but he does mill one. What I will say,
Oh, he mills one.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But that's basically a +1 if there's
yeah.
anything that can get stuff out of the.
So for future reference, what I will say is that unlike normal Yu-Gi-Oh, Rush Duel doesn't have any searching. It's not like I play this card, which searches this card, and then I play this card, which searches this
Dang.
card. You either have to get things out from the graveyard, or you have to excavate and look at the top cards of your deck to get new cards. There's no hard searching
Yeah.
in Rush, which has limited.
Still, even if there's no hard searching,
Yeah,
if it's in the graveyard, that's a
exactly.
plus for me.
Yeah. No, you are correct. You are correct. That being said, this card is fantastic. Dragius is an absolute beast. 2 attacks, and for a dirt cheap cost. And as you said, that cost could be beneficial even. Same with Seven's Road. Its massive attack boost of getting attack for each attribute in your grave is done through milling 1. That singular mill from his own effect could increase his attack further. So yeah, these costs are nothing, right? They're absolutely nothing costs. But yeah, 2 attacks is always fantastic. And again, much like Seven's Road, completely generic, and he's instant offensive pressure, right? Like 25-15. Rush does this a lot, by the way, where, again, the power level of the game is lower, including stats, and so a lot of cards will have these kind of very wide stat differences to balance them out a bit. Even then, 25 compared to Seven's Road's 21 is ridiculous. He's an obscene card. And much
Mm.
like Seven's Road, he has main character privilege. The main rival character uses him. And so he gets a lot of main character privilege, a lot of support for him. So at the beginning of the game, so just a bit of history lesson. So when Rush Duel started, you had 2 starter decks: a spellcaster deck with Seven's Road and a dragon deck with Dragius. And with all the dragons and spellcasters coming out in the main booster sets as well, the game kind of started in a tier 0 format, where dragons and spellcasters were the best in the game. you could run a separate dragon deck or a separate spellcaster deck, but many people found it was just the best to just mix them together in a deck people refer to as
Yo.
Ryuma or Dragon Mage. Um, and yeah, just who would have guessed mixing the two best decks in the game together, with all the best cards, would have made incredibly strong decks. And yeah, there wasn't really, unless you were playing for fun, there wasn't much else which was competitively as viable as them. Granted, it also came down in lockdown, so there weren't as many tournaments as you would expect for people to really show the full power of this. Um, but yeah, it was extremely
Delicious
powerful.
deck soup.
Yeah. That being said, yeah, for a very long time, Dragius was seen as the single strongest card in the game. Yeah.
He looks strong.
Sorry, had some water. Yeah, he's considered the strongest card in the game for a long time. And you're right, he does look strong, and he is very, very strong. There were so
Thick
many
thighs.
shenanigans you could pull with this guy. And so what Konami will do is when a new set comes out, they'll oftentimes like have these like deck lists they'll give out, and they're oftentimes not great, but they're there to give people an example of what to build. Every single deck would say just put in 3 Dragias. It's like, listen,
Perfect.
there are like terrible decks in Rush Duel. There are really some terrible stuff. It's like, listen, just put Dragius in. We kind of didn't really tune this one properly because it makes everything better just by just putting in Dragius. The worst
That
deck in the
sounds like a
game can be
strategy to me.
no, yeah, the worst deck in the game can become good if you put in a 25 attacker which can attack twice. So yeah, it's pretty fantastic. But yeah, it's Dragius. So here's a spell card, a first spell card, and it's a unique spell card, unique to Rush. This is Type Change Beam, like TCB on the card there. So, have
Hmm.
a read of this one. Tell me what your thoughts. Penny for your thoughts.
So reveal one monster, and then choose up to 3 set monsters on the field. This turn, those monsters become the same type. Oh, I have genuinely no clue how useful typing
Hmm.
is or isn't in
Yeah.
this. Because like you're saying that if people were combining stuff, I would say it would be less useful, but I don't actually know. But
Hmm.
that would be my read. Just from the you can just shove in other monsters and it doesn't affect
Yeah, I mean,
your strategy.
much like in normal Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like type has never been. Obviously, there are decks which do focus on type specific stuff, right? Like I don't know, warrior decks, I guess. But it's not like Magic the Gathering or anything where there's any kind of like deck restrictions on what you can do because you can put in anything. Will that make it a good deck? Probably not. But you can put anything in anything, and it's perfectly fine to do. You're not limited by color. I know in One Piece, actually, One Piece straight up says you have a leader card, and you cannot have any card in your deck with a different color than your leader, which is kind of like why
Mhm.
multicolor leaders tend to have less health because they give up survivability for more variety and options available to them. So yeah.
I didn't know multicolor was a thing. I haven't been keeping up with One Piece at
Yeah,
all.
there are like a couple like I don't think there's any 3 color cards in One Piece. There are like 2 color cards in One Piece, 2 color leaders. Like if you have like a blue yellow, it means you can run blue cards and yellow cards in your deck.
Oh.
Hmm. But yeah, no, type change being yes. You
Mhm.
reveal one monster and then you change the type of 3 monsters on the field, up to 3 monsters rather, with the same type as the monster revealed for the requirement. Do you think it's made the mark or missed the mark?
I'm gonna say no. Like I could see a use where that would make sense, like if it was for, I guess, like a sacrifice requirement. But to me, that doesn't sound that useful,
Yeah,
except for like maybe niche.
that's fair. Okay then, we'll give this a have a look again, and this one is. You are correct again. It missed the mark indeed. So yeah, changing types does not do that much to affect the game state. Obviously, as you said, there are things where it could be used. Absolutely, are usage cases for it, but in most situations, it does very little. And I mentioned before about the people mixing types together, but a lot of decks do tend to be singular type in Rush Duel as well. Um, so it can work, but also like if you can, it can affect both yours and your opponent's board, right? So if you have if you're using it on your own board, realistically, a lot of your deck will be the same type anyway. So it's not going to be that much use on your own board. You could potentially use it to disrupt your opponent if they have a very type-related deck, but yeah, it's very much reliant on your opponent having the right deck to make it work, I guess. And yeah. So and again, many decks they are monotype because the best support available is monotype synergy stuff. So you really need to change types. What I will say is that this card came out in the same set as this a card which is not on the list today, but it was very powerful. It was a card called Steel Mech Lord Mirror Innovator. And Mirror Innovator had a really cool effect where he was a machine type, but he could shuffle 3 monsters from the grave into the deck, which were the same type as him, and he would gain attack equal to the levels of those monsters times 100. So yeah,
Oh,
and there was also he also
no.
had another effect where if you only shuffled one monster by that effect, he also gained piercing damage, which I should say piercing is very good in Rush Duel. Piercing is very, very good because there's not a lot of defensive options, so piercing is very strong. But for that kind of card there, and it was released in the same set, the idea is, oh, you can use this to turn Mirror Innovator into like a spellcaster, and then you can shuffle a bunch of spellcasters from your grave into your deck, and then he just becomes this big, 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 big guy who you can't beat over. Still wasn't used even regarding that. That's how it was used in the anime. It was used in the anime.
I
Yuga.
mean, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, is it Yuma or Yuga? I can't remember the main character's name. He used it like that in the anime, and it kind of became redundant because eventually more machine monsters came out, and light machines became the best deck in the game, largely thanks to Mirror Innovator just being the singular best beat stick in the game. And type change was not needed when the majority of your deck was machines. So, but yeah, it certainly has its use cases, but did not make any kind of meaningful mark. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Very cool card. Dark Revelation. The localization for this name annoys me a great deal because you look at this, it says, if you look at the. Can you read any hiragana or katakana?
I cannot, no.
Okay, so if you look at the name on the card, it says Darku Liberation. That's like Dark Liberation. But it's translated as
Ah,
Revelation, and like Liberation makes way more sense when you read the effect as well. I can read this one for you if you'd like.
go ahead.
Sorry, I was waiting.
I can read.
No, so when an opponent's monster declares an attack, shuffle 4 spellcaster type monsters from your graveyard into the deck. Destroy all attack position monsters on your opponent's field.
Oh. Mm.
There's a very famous card from normal Yu-Gi-Oh, which is quite similar to. Do you know what that card is?
I should know.
Um,
I should know.
Mirror Force is a very common card.
Oh. Right.
Yeah, but yes,
Yeah, yeah. I know. See, here's the thing: is like when I play my funny little cards. Okay, when I
yeah,
play with my funny little cards, I know what my deck does, and
yeah,
then I
yeah.
immediately forget what everything else that I'm not actively using does. I'm not good at card
That's
games.
fair. What were we talking about a while? Was it Melfi, right? Melfi are so cute.
They're so cute.
I
It's true,
love.
and I also only play cute decks. This
Yeah.
is my curse to bear.
I want to
That
say
sounds really
generic girl
sweet.
Yu-Gi-Oh player, but what do you think of Labyrinth?
Look, I love Labyrinth.
I knew it. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna judge. It's fine. If you like cute things and cute girls, it's absolutely fine. It's mega based, even mega based. But yes, so Dark Revelation. What do you think? When opponent's monster
That
attacks,
sounds good to me,
yeah. Um,
but
what's your thought process on this card? Let me hear it.
so like I mean a good old destroy everything.
Yeah.
Great.
Hmm.
However, I feel like anything where you're putting stuff like taking stuff out of your graveyard gets a little messy because
Hmm.
that is depending on the deck is usually either like makes things infinitely worse or better. So I'm gonna say good because it looks intense.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's got a good vibe to it, but I
You,
could be wrong. It
you
could
know
be
what,
like a
Lemmet?
weird.
We love
I,
the vibe. We love the vibe check here. And the vibe check paid off because it did indeed make the mark. So, a
good.
restrictive mirror force is still mirror force. Normally, mirror force, which I should say is in Rush Duel now as well. It was not when it came out, but it eventually got added to Rush Duel later on. Mirror force is just like if when opponent's monster declares an attack, you activate it and destroy all their attacking monsters. Dark Revelation is just a restrictive mirror force because you need to shuffle 4 cards from your 4 spellcasters even from your Grave Empty deck. That's still a
Okay,
that's
okay,
still a
so
mirror
this is
force.
wait. This was my confusion. Wait, can I defend myself for a sec? Can I defend myself for a sec?
Go ahead.
When you said Mirror Force, I had a moment of like, did Mirror Force always have that restriction and I'm stupid?
No, it's okay. You got it right anyway. It's okay. You got it right. So yeah, Elijah, I know what I'm talking about. God, you should have
Yeah.
left that there, and I would have never have known what you were. You could have shown that you were an absolute genius, but instead you have done this, and now I can laugh at you and point and laugh again. Like, haha.
No, 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 no. I'm saying I knew what Mirror Force did, but now I feel dumb because I acted like I didn't because I thought we were looking for a card that specifically shuffled cards back to make Mirror
No, it's
Force work, and I was just like, does that exist?
yeah, no, don't worry about it. It's quite all right. I mean, there are other mirror forces, right, which do have like more specific conditions and stuff. Like, is it drowning mirror force and quake? All those things like quaking mirror force. These
Yeah,
like
all of
alternate,
the
yeah,
spin-offs.
yeah, all the spin-off mirror forces, which are all like either higher
My
cost or more
favorite
specific
spin-off.
conditions. But yeah, but yeah, no, it is still a mirror force. In turn, when interruption of this scale in Rush is so not common, especially early on, because this came out of the starter deck, the spellcaster starter deck I mentioned before. Um, when it was so uncommon, you throw this out, and it's like I guess I just lose. um, if running a spellcaster deck, like a mono spellcaster deck, or that dragon spellcaster deck I mentioned before, Ryuma, that 4 spellcasters in grave requirement is basically a non-issue because you're always guaranteed to have that most of the time after like a couple turns. Now, what I will say is that this could weaken Seven's Row because Seven's Row gains stats equal to the different attributes in your grave. But you can just easily fill that back up, you know, and it's not a problem. It's such a non-issue, right? And yeah, this card was like synonymously used in basically everything when it came out, and yeah, it's just a fantastic card. It's really really powerful. But yeah, let's move on to the first legend card of the day. Ooh, shiny! Wow, and you can see in the
Ooh.
top corner it
I
has
like
like.
the little.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I love when a Yu-Gi-Oh card has a diagram.
I get what you mean. Yeah, it's fun. It's cute. But yeah, it has a little legend symbol in the top corner of it. This is an old card that Joey used in the anime, if I remember correctly, and in the manga, Shield and Sword. So, requirement is none.
Little switcheroo.
Yeah, the old switcheroo. Because that's what it does indeed. It switches the original attack and defense of all face-up monsters on the field until the end of this turn. So what do you think? Do you think this card was
Mm.
impactful enough to make a mark on the metagame?
Mm. Here's the thing.
Go
Here's my
ahead.
thought process right now.
Go ahead.
Okay, is this is such like a old classic switcheroo
Hmm.
that I almost feel like you put in here as a trick because I have a feeling like this is probably pretty useful.
Hmm.
Just with like what you said earlier about how there's not much defense and minimal interruption. That sounds pretty sick.
Hmm. So,
But
go on.
all is kind of. Mm, hmm.
If you're worried about it being all monsters, you can obviously play around it. Like it, you can play cards after it as well. So, you know, if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to make my monsters weaker by swapping their stats around, you could play cards after you've used it.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me.
Actually, as well, there's a lot of really nice like design intricacies on the armor here. It's very, very nice. Yeah, a lot of old Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well got these like modern art rebuffs as well. It's really cute. Really, really, really fancy. But
So
yeah.
nice. I miss the old classic art. They were so kind of ugly, kind of cute.
Yeah. I do like a lot of the updates they've done here, though. So you think this card was impactful then? It made the mark on the game?
Yeah,
Lament,
maybe.
I think you'll be very happy to know that you did not get a perfect score today. This card did not make a
Damn,
mark.
I do it.
So
No.
I did put this in as a
I thought it
bait.
was a trick.
Yeah, I did. This was
But
bait, largely because
I read that it was bait
yeah,
too.
it was bait. Yeah, so
I knew it.
it is a legend card, meaning you are only allowed one of it, and you think, oh, legend cards are very strong, and they are. This was actually released very early on in the old rules, where you could only have one legend card per deck, not one legend spell, monster, trap. Now, this was actually the first legend spell card in the game, and it did see some usage as a result of that. It was used in some early decks. One of the main characters of the anime had this like warrior fairy deck, all based with like animals as well. It was all based on like classical like Japanese stuff, and I think generally referred to as the three rulers, I guess they're called. Anyway, they're all like warriors and fairies with like attack and defense manipulation effects, and this was used in some decks like that. And there's another really fun deck I like from early Rush Duel called they call it the Chair deck or the Dark Thrones, whatever you want to refer to them. They're a bunch of spirits inhabiting chairs. They're very funny. They're very dumb. But they're all like zero attack monsters. They're all sentient chairs with zero attack, and but they all have very high defense stats, and you can use this to swap those defenses around. So they're very cool like that. Ultimately, though, I showed before that there's a lot of discrepancies between the power levels in attack and defense between the monsters in Rush Duel, especially the higher level ones a lot of the time. But ultimately, this is just not strong enough as far as Legends could do, right? So like, Blue Eyes White Dragon was the first Legend card in the game, and that had 3,000 attack. And you could just use that over this, which a lot of people wanted to do because he's just a big guy. And unfortunately, Shield and Sword, whilst not a bad card by any means, very quick when it was such a competitive slot for that one Legend card, he very quickly got like outmoded by other things. Like Card Destruction came out in like a set or two after this one. Summon Skull did. Summon Skull, infamous in old Yu-Gi-Oh! For being a card with the same stats as Dark Magician, but for one less tribute. Jinzo came out. Everyone knows the power of Jinzo and his trap negation effects. Speaking of traps, Trap Hole, one of the earliest old school removal cards from Yu-Gi-Oh! He was very strong for a long time. Trap Hole lets you destroy a normal summoned monster with 1,000 or more attack. That was one of the best ways to get rid of cards before your opponent can even use them. So, with cards like that, and by the way, Destruction, very uncommon in Rush Duel. It's not a common thing at all in Rush, especially early on. It's gotten more common as the card pool has gone on. But when you have cards which can destroy things, which can just beat over anything in the game, Shield and Sword does have its place, though it didn't make any kind of meaningful impact. There were other cards which people would generally prefer over it. Not a terrible card by any means, and again, there were decks which did see usage for it, but it didn't stick around, unfortunately. Nowadays, you'll almost never see it being used. So yeah.
Lame.
Damn.
They got no taste in diagrams.
Unfortunately, no. You might find taste with this one, though. This is Yggdrago the Sky
Pretty.
Emperor. This is a Maxima monster. You can see it has a big shared art between all three pieces. Yeah, this is a Cyberse type, actually. So yeah, this is all the normal types from Yu-Gi-Oh!, including Cyberse. So, what makes this Cyberse? I don't know. But yeah, this is a big cybernetic tree dragon, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot going on here, so I'll read the effects for you just in case. But you can see that there's the main part there in the center, and there's a left piece and a right piece indicated by the R and L on the name. So let's just go through all the pieces. So, Yggdrago the Sky Emperor left, level 4 Cyberse light attribute with 900 attack and 0 defense. You can't see because my fat head is in the way. The fact is that whilst it's in maximum mode, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the grave to destroy one face-up level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's field. So yeah, in maximum mode, mill 3, destroy a level 8 or lower opposing monster.
Mm.
The centerpiece, it says you can maximum summon this card with Idraga, L, and R. It has a maximum attack of 4,000, and its requirement is that whilst it's in maximum mode, it cannot be destroyed by trap effects, by opponent's trap effects. And the right piece is 600. Oh yeah, the middle one is 2,000 attack natively. So again, you can play all these cards down by themselves, and they'll have their normal attack. But otherwise they'll have 4,000 attack if you play them all three at the same time in maximum mode. And yeah, the right one, 600 attack. Whilst it's in maximum mode, send the top 3 cards you deck to the grave, change a defense monster on your opponent's field to attack position. There's a lot there, 3 effects obviously for each card piece. Take your time.
It's pretty.
Give me your thought.
It's pretty.
I'm not gonna lie, maxims are so cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, they're very cool.
I bet it's good.
Like these cool
Look at the vibes.
multi-piece card arts, they're so good. It reminds me a lot of these old Pokemon cards they did. I think it was back in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where you would have like, I think they've done it again with other cards as well, but they have like a card on multiple cards that you need to play together to summon it or to play it down even. But yeah, they're very, very cool.
It would make like a great tattoo.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel like tattoo ability is a big factor in boss monster goodness. So
tattoo ability, yeah. Honestly, having a big poster of this would be awesome. Like a big, those like big canvas prints you can get, which is like a big painting in like several parts, and it's all in canvas prints. It'd look really good for those. Do you know what I'm on about there? I know what I'm on about. It's okay. If I make a video of this, I'll put a picture in post about what I'm talking about. Oh? You there? Limette? My ISP hates me? No! It's okay. It's okay, Limette. It's okay. I don't know if you can hear me still, because it says you're still in the call. Thank God it wasn't just she was ignoring me. What an embarrassment. It's okay, Limette, don't fret. We can wait. There's no rush. Take a moment to think of just flexibility, love, and trust. Take a moment to think of just flexibility, love, and trust. Here comes a thought that might alarm you. What someone said and how it harmed you. I was talking with Steven Universe with someone from work the other day, because it's a show I really wanted to love, and I'm just kind of like, I never finished Steven Universe. It's kind of a show I'm like, I want to think it's great, but it's just not. I don't think it's there. It's not a great show. It's a good show, but I don't think it's fantastic. There's a lot of issues I have with it. I think a lot of it is largely due to the pacing of it, but I also think that's largely due to how it was like aired in really weird segments. So I can't help but think that was maybe part of the whatchamacallit, part of the studio, the ratings board. But it's okay. I'm sure one day I'll get round to finishing Steven Universe, and I'll think, you know what, it was great. Though I have heard people who have finished it said, hey, did it actually peak at season 1? Like, yeah, it did. And like, oh no. Limette, are you back? Thank God you stopped me from having a rant about. You stopped me from having a rant about Steven Universe, and no one wants that. No one wants me to have a Steven Universe rant about how I thought it could have been great, but just kind of missed greatness. No one wants to hear that.
No, this is my curse to bear. My curse to bear is my internet hates me.
It's okay. We're here to carry the weight together, Limette. That's the point of a collab stream. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I can yap so long as I need to. And as long as you need me to, I'll keep on yapping. I knocked my microphone and I hurt my finger. Ow. I am in incredible pain. Oh my God, I just realized. Yggdrago's gems are on his head. They're all 3 different colors. Blue, red, and yellow. RGB. I never
RGB.
noticed this.
Yo,
And he's like a
look, like I
cybernetic.
said, perfect tattoo ability.
It
The
is.
little hit of red would be so good.
What? It's an RGB dragon tree. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
good. That's good. That's a good card. That's a good card. That's a
Yeah,
good card right there.
it is. No, I was saying before, before it cut off, I think, there's like canvas prints you can get where it's like a one massive poster but or image and like split into 3 different canvases or 4 different canvases. I bet it would look really good as one of those where you have the individual parts split up. Do you know what I mean?
Ooh. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
have one of
yeah.
those for like The Last
Yeah.
Guardian. It's like my favorite game, and it's like the front cover of it. I have it in one of these big canvas prints, and it's like it's so pretty. But yeah, so what do you think? This card made the mark or missed the mark?
Like I said, good vibes.
Yeah,
So yeah.
this
I feel
card.
like I don't the
Sorry, go on.
hmm?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say like the boss monsters, like I don't have a sense of the damage scale. Very good good
What
sense.
what I
No.
can say is that damage scaling is still similar to normal Yu-Gi-Oh. Whilst cards generally have lower attack stats, damage scaling is still good. So 4,000 is still it's still 4,000, right? You still have 8k
Okay,
life.
okay,
A
okay.
lot of the normal Yu-Gi-Oh rules still apply to Rush Duel, just with the obviously some unique stuff like you draw until you have 5 every turn, and you have infinite normal summons, stuff like that.
Mm,
So yeah,
I see.
what do you think then? You still want to go off vibes and
Yeah,
say the card is
good.
awesome?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tattoo ability, good.
I love that. That's a great scaling for cards. So this card is very tattooable. Unfortunately, did not make any kind of meaningful mark in the meta.
No.
I'm gonna explain why. So
No.
I saw when this card came out. When I saw this card, I'm like, this is ridiculous. How can they allow this? This is a card with 3 effects. Begone, bot. This is a card with 3 effects, which is like has like 4,000 attack. Nothing can even beat this. How are you meant to do anything against this? It doesn't make any sense. It turns out getting 3 specific cards in your hand at the same time is actually not that easy to do. Again, they need to be in your hand. If you play down the individual pieces separately, it doesn't count as being maximum mode. You need to be from the hand. So you need to have 3 separate cards all in your hand, and then you can play them down. Unfortunately, you might get killed before this happens unless you get very lucky and get it on your first turn. Now, don't get me wrong, if you get this thing out on your first turn, you've probably won the game because nothing can kill this thing. It's immune to trap cards while it's in maximum mode. It can change a defense position monster to attack mode, and it destroys a level 8 or lower monster. Right? And those last 2 effects are all done by milling 3 each, so it can do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's just too difficult to get out a lot of the time. It's really difficult.
Dang.
And when you draw a lot in Rush Duel, generally the best strategy a lot of the time is to dump as much of your hand as possible, even if you can't necessarily take full advantage of it yet. Just because you can always draw a full hand next turn, or draw as many new cards as you want next turn, basically, and start over and carry on from there, right? So if you dump 5 cards onto the board, all face down, you can't use them, that's okay, because you can just draw 5 next turn. Unfortunately, having to keep pieces in your hand means you can't draw as many cards anymore, which kind of inadvertently reduces your chance of drawing the new piece you need for the maximum summon. See where I'm going with this? Just the maths of it kind of makes it a bit
Yeah.
awkward to use. Not to mention as well, yeah, Diagnose did this quite a while ago. This is an updated version, Diagnose, with new stuff in it. But yeah, unfortunately, with also hi Diagnose. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Unfortunately, with actually, hang on, wait, no, Diagnose said this card was awesome and too broken and should not be in the game, and he got this wrong as well. So don't worry, Lamette. Don't worry about Diagnose. He's full of
The
bullshit.
tattoo though. Imagine
No,
the
it
good
would look
tattoo.
awesome. It's
Like
unfortunately
they don't
being good on a
yeah.
tattoo does not mean it's good in the meta. Unfortunately, meta
That
games often
is
care not for that.
incorrect. That
It
is incorrect.
it's
It's the
a
meta
shame.
in my heart.
I know. I think a lot about how one time I saw someone had a Gloom tattoo from Pokemon. I'm like, wow, I didn't think Gloom was anyone's favorite Pokemon. And then it's like, well, anyone's favorite, any Pokemon can be someone's favorite. And I guess this person liked Gloom enough to get a tattoo of it, and I think that's wonderful. What a magical thing to have a Gloom tattoo.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's that
There
new.
was like that survey of who of like what Pokemon are someone's least favorite, and I think there was only like 2 or 3 that didn't get any votes.
Oh, those guys must feel sad. I'm gonna guess it's like Maractus or Carnivine or something like that. It's like a forgettable grass type, or like one of those like plethora of forgettable fish Pokemon. I don't know. I don't know what that could be even. Anyway,
Mm.
um, there's a new mega Victory Bell which just came out. And it's kind of like a giant sack of poison. It's very funny. I think I kind of like it. It's a ridiculous card. Diagnose trying to pick a fight with me now. God damn it, Diagnose. I'll play you again one day. Maybe. I don't know. Master Duel annoys me. Anyway, another thing about this card, which you may not have noticed, all of its effects say that it needs to be in maximum mode. If it is not in maximum mode,
Mm.
they are terrible, low-statted monsters which don't do anything. Not to mention, they can't eat. They're still counted as effect monsters, so they can't take advantage of the plethora of very good normal monster support in Rush Duel. And so, basically, you're kind of stuck with these dud cards. Like, at level 10 with 2000 attack is not good, right? It's not a good card. And then you have this like level 4 and 3 with 900 and 600 attack. You have a bunch of these really low statted monsters with no effects unless you play all 3 of them at the same time in a specific way. And if you want to guarantee you can get them, you need to play you'll need to play like a full playset of all of them, right? So you're basically filling your deck up with like 9 duds, which you might get at the same time.
Dang.
And it's a real
But
shame.
like the vibes.
It is a vibe. It is a vibe indeed.
What
The thing
about
is,
the vibe?
it was one of the main villains of the anime. I think his name is Nail. He used this deck, and it was a whole Cyberse deck related to them, where it was all about cycling through your deck in order to get to all the maximum cards. Even then, it's just not good enough. Again, if you get this guy out, you have a very good chance of winning. What I can say, you can actually stall this guy out. Both his effects and the top 3 cards you deck to the grave. If this guy comes out late on in the game, it is extremely possible that you can just stall him out and deck your opponent out, which has happened to me in playtesting beforehand.
Oh,
But ultimately, he's a strong card if you get him out, but it's just trying to get him out just isn't worth it a lot of the time. In Japan, when this guy had won tournaments, it was often like best of ones, and the player using it had just gotten very lucky and got it out very quickly. Because there's very little counterplay
this
to
is how
afford
you can
that.
tell.
So go on.
This is how you can tell I'm like a Yu-Gi-Oh anime fan and not a Yu-Gi-Oh card game
No,
fan.
it's
Because I see
okay.
cool looking thing and
Legit.
I'm like, that's great for me.
No, legitimately, when I saw this card, like, how is this card bad? How is no one using it? And then you look at it into it and you're like, oh, wait, this actually makes a lot of sense. Diagnose is calling me a bad friend in the chat because I don't play Master Duel with him. And now I get to call him out on being a
How
meanie
dare
babini.
you?
You'll love this card art though. This is
How dare
Giant
you
Tortoise
not?
of Greed. You'll love. How cool is this guy? What a great card. What an awesome design this guy is. Giant Tortoise of Greed.
Oh, that's so good. Turtle. Look at that guy.
Flora, it's not a turtle, it's a tortoise.
Wow.
There's a difference. Don't put a tortoise in water.
Turtle.
Don't put a tortoise in water, they'll die.
But
you ever seen that meme where it's like, I found this little guy messing around in my garden and put him back in the river and like, mate, that's a tortoise. Like, so? Tortoises can't swim. I'm like, oh no.
No, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that poor tortoise. It never stood a chance. But yeah, I love this design though. It's like the Mr. Dice. Thank you very much for the follow. This gives you a blow on the horn. Also, first time in the chat, Mr. Dice, you get a blow on the horn again. Sorry, Limit, if that blew out your ears, or chat members that blew out your ears.
It didn't even pick up.
Did it not?
It didn't even pick up.
Did it pick up on the stream mic? I think it picked up on the stream mic. Hopefully it did.
I did not hear it.
Oh, I believed it. Okay, that's good. At least I'd not blown out your ears. It's fine. We're doing good though, Mr. Dice. We're doing like it did. Let's go. We're playing like a Rush Duel quiz, trying to guess how good Rush Duel cards are. Limit here is a Rush Duel, no, Yu-Gi-Oh anime archivist, a Yu-Gi-Oh anime historian, and she's trying to figure out how good these cards are, if they made a mark in the metagame or not. But yeah, Giant Tortoise of Greed, absolutely fantastic card art here, fantastic character design. What do you think of this guy? When your opponent normal summons a monster, draw 2 cards. What do you think?
Hmm. See, like a +2 in regular Yu-Gi-Oh, fantastic, but you do draw so much in this game.
You do indeed, yes.
But I think there's a lot of utility to drawing on someone else's turn. But
Mm-hmm.
like, wait. But the thing is, okay, if you draw on someone else's turn, but then it gets over to your turn and you are at like 3, then you would just draw 2 anyway.
Yes, that is correct.
Ah. See, this one pisses me off.
I don't think
This one
the
really
smug
pisses me
look
off.
on their face doesn't help either. Like smugly mocking you. Like, come on, ask us.
Yeah.
Were we good or were we not good? We know the answer. We know all. I bet you could sell this guy for a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you had a real giant tortoise of
I mean,
greed.
like, he's beautiful. Look, he's beautiful. I'm gonna say you put this in here as a trick, and it's not. Because to me, like, in most circumstances, assuming that you played something on your turn, you would just be drawing those cards anyway. And
Lamette. I am shocked and appalled. I'm hurt that you think I would put a card in here deliberately to trick you. Which is exactly what I did, of course. This card is not that great.
yeah, that sucks. Let's go.
I am shocked. I am. What is
It
it?
was too obvious of bait.
I am shocked. I am shocked and appalled. Well, not that shocked. But yeah, no, it is obvious. Yeah, so number one, it is only usable on your opponent's turn. Your opponent needs to normal summon, and it can only be used when they've done that. So you basically sussed it all out. You did a very good job of that. Drawing 2 is normally very good, but you draw until you have 5 cards anyway, and so it's only really useful if you set it on your turn and you end it with a high number of cards in your hand. Like if you have 5 cards in your hand, you play this, and you have nothing else you can play, unfortunately, because you have 4 cards left. You can draw 2 on your opponent's turn if they normal summon, and then when it's your turn, you'll draw until you'll draw an extra 1, so you'll have 7. And that's pretty useful. That's a very niche use case, though, for a card like this, though. When this card came out, there's a lot of excitement for it, basically just on its card design. Uh,
The design's good.
yeah, and it's such a
It's
fantastic.
perfect. Like,
What?
visually perfect.
No, it's such a visually perfect card, right? Like using a tortoise with Pot of Greed's head, using the Jar of Greed as its shell. That's so
Yeah.
amazing. Unfortunately, the card itself is just kind of okay. He's perfectly fine. He's seen some mild usage, but ultimately there's way better things you can do with your time than users. Still crazy how some of these insane cards are legal, but Pot of Greed is banned. Actually, Pot of Greed is legal in Rush Duel. It is 1 copy, and it is a legend card. It is a legend card in
Let's
Rush Duel.
go.
So you kind of sussed it out already. You always draw a lot. Don't get me wrong, draw 2 is still very strong in Rush. But and Pot of Greed is fine at 1 copy. Yeah, it's when you draw until 5 every turn, drawing 2 more is a good effect, but it's not broken. Indeed, when you only have 1 legend spell you can use, many people don't even use Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed is like, Pot of Greed, don't need it. Pot of Greed is perfectly fine. It's not even the best legend card in the game. LFG means let's fucking go! That's what it means, Mr. Dice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's go.
Here's another big boy. We love this guy. Cool art. This is Thunderbolt, the Blazing Thunder. He's a fire thunder monster. Love that combination. Very cool. Very cool guy.
Yeah. Oh, that looks sick.
I know, right? He's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Like the vibes. I can't like I have a hard time pinpointing what part of the body is what, but like it looks sick.
So he has like a mask. I think you can see a tiny mask in the middle of him, which is like has like a big mane of hair. I guess it's because most of his body's like
Oh, I
light.
see it. I see
It's
it.
it's like lightning plasma surrounded by like contained by armor, right? So that's probably why. Um, but yeah, he has like a
My eyes just
sword.
no good.
It's okay. He has like a sword, I think, and like a weird like lightning rod thing. I think he's a sick design though. He looks awesome. But yeah, do you want to give this guy a read? Do you want me
Yeah,
to read it?
that's sick. Yeah, I can read. So fire, thunder,
Mm-hmm.
2319. During the normal summon of this card, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. That seems like a pretty standard
Yeah,
little
Mill One
requirement in
is
all of
very
these.
common. Yeah.
Okay. So it gains 300 attack until the end of this turn. Then, if you have 4 or more level 7 monsters with different names in your graveyard, you can special summon one level 7 monster from your graveyard to face up on your field. I mean, I
Oh dear me,
mean,
sorry. Oh, I got the hiccups. I'm sorry.
oh no, no, oh no, oh no, oh no. That's so messed up. I'm so
Clippers,
sorry.
I've shit myself. Sorry, go on.
Hmm. Yeah, like, well, special summon one.
Walk me through it, hun. What's your thought process? I think it was meant to be like a
300 attack buff
drawl.
is fine.
Your 300 attack buff, yeah.
It's fine. And just for one turn, that's kind of. But you know what? Why not? I love a special summon.
Hmm.
It just. I love a special summon, especially if like most cards are having you mill.
Yeah. Again, it can only work on the turn it's normal summoned. And you do have like you need to have 4 other
Mhm.
different named level 7s in your grave in order to summon, but it is a special summon, yes.
I just this see the problem I'm having here is that this seems like an obnoxious way to get to that solution.
Yeah.
So it feels like a good emergency plan, I guess, but
Yeah.
not like your main strategy to resummon something.
Yeah, like this is your fall guy.
Yeah, this feels like a fall guy.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. Ah, that seems kind of like mid to me, but I could be wrong.
So when you say made the mark, missed the mark.
Mm, I'm gonna say missed, but I could be very wrong about that because I feel like this is a hard one way or the other.
Yeah. So a bit of context about Thunderbolt here. So Thunderbolt was a rush rare when it came out. So in Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel, you have your commons, your uncommons, and your common, rare, super rare, and ultra rare. And then you have a special rarity, which is rush rare, which is generally just like an alternate foiling for other ultra rare cards. He was that, and generally they're quite powerful. And when Thunderbolt came out, he was very unique in that he was one of the only monsters in the game who could special summon from the graveyard. And however, his effect is very specific, right? So during the turn you normal summon him, you mill 1, and he gains 300 attack, which is fine. It's 2600, but like if you don't have 4 level 7s in your grave, he doesn't do anything after that. He's just you mill 1 to gain a small attack boost, which is like fine, whatever. Because you need 4 different named level 7s in your grave as a minimum, he's kind of too specific to use. Like you basically need
Mhm.
to build your entire deck around him, and if you were to do that, you'd run into some consistency issues. That being said, this card absolutely made its mark on the game. Um,
Dang.
I really you were on the right track at first. Maybe I put you off a bit on that one, but so the reason why is that this card is mid, right, by itself. By itself, this card doesn't do that much. However, it does just enough. And sometimes just enough is all you need, baby. No, but that aside, this guy did not make much mark on the game at first. Again, he's kind of too inconsistent to use, realistically. As the game went on, though, new cards came out which were ripe for abuse with someone who could special summon from the grave. Namely, there was a card who I don't have on this list here, but it was essentially a card which called it was called Can Melody, I believe it was called. It was a psychic type. She's a very cute card, very cute girly card, and she had an effect where you could return a monster to your hand to send an opponent's card, face down card, to the bottom of the deck. And another card came out called Secret Order, which is a card which can summon a normal monster from your graveyard, a level 7 normal monster from your graveyard with a big attack boost and trap immune effects. And essentially, in combination with these cards, with Secret Order and with Can Ready, you could do these massive loops which would get rid of your opponent's entire board and also fill up your board with a bunch of big beefy boys and girls in Can Ready's case, but a bunch of big beefy guys. And it essentially became largely known as... Sorry?
We love the beef.
We do indeed. But yeah, you could for establish really high power boards without need for tributes as well, by the way. What I should say is that Can Ready, as well as returning a monster to your hand, if you returned one card in your opponent's field to the bottom of the deck, it let you draw out this like level 1 normal monster from your graveyard. And so what you would do is you would summon Thunderbolt, then you would get out, then you would use this effect to summon Can Ready from the graveyard. Can Ready would then return Thunderbolt to your hand and pull out a level 1 vanilla from the grave back to your hand, and then send a card from your opponent's field to the bottom of their deck. Then you could play the level 1 vanilla, tribute Can Ready and the vanilla to summon Thunderbolt again, and then use Thunderbolt's effect to summon Can Ready. What I should say, all effects in Rush Duel are soft once per turn by default. Not hard ones, but soft once per turn, all effects. And so yeah, you could essentially just keep doing this loop of summon Thunderbolt, summon Can Ready, get a vanilla, return cards to your hand to get rid of your opponent's board, and then summon Thunderbolt again and keep looping that. And then you had
Oh, that's so cheesy.
Yeah, it is very cheesy. And then you had Secret Order, where it's like, okay, I just want to fill up my board now with big boys. And then you do Secret Order and fill up your board. And Secret Order, like, increases that level 7 normal monster attack by, like, 700 or something like that. And also makes it immune to trap destruction for the turn or something like that. So it was a very, very strong card. And yeah, Thunderbolt Order was a nightmare to deal with. It was incredibly powerful. Thunderbolt ended up being one of the first cards in Rush to be limited. It took like 3 years for them to introduce a limited list into Rush, or 2 or 3 years even. I think it was 2 years actually. Anyway, Rush Thunderbolt got limited to 1 copy, and only recently, as the time of this stream, has he just come off the limited list, and he's now unlimited. And yeah, it was just again not initially impactful because he's kind of specific, but as the card pool increased, it just like there's more cards ripe for abuse with Thunderbolt. And yeah, now don't get me wrong, there should be something mentioned here as to why he was about his restriction here. He was not a perfect card, and Thunderbolt Order was not a perfect deck. There was a lot of things here where you did need to run a lot of level 7s in your deck, a lot of level 7 vanillas to use his effect and to use Secret Order. And so so there were some inconsistency issues there. Though the deck itself was not a hard and fast deck, rather a level 7 toolbox, as it were, which is one of the reasons why people liked it. Thunderbolt Order, or whatever Thunderbolt deck you were running, was essentially a big level 7 toolbox, and you could do what you wanted with it. But this also inevitably meant you needed to run a lot of level 7s, which could cause consistency issues. It should also be said as well that by the time this guy got limited, he was kind of already falling out of favour in the meta, because other decks had come out which could outspeed it, because you do need to set up your graveyard with it, and other decks could do what they were trying to do without needing to do that and could outpace it. There was a deck released at the time, which was a level 6 deck, which was all about making anti-level 7 strategies, which kind of hard-walled Thunderbolt. And so many people... Oh, thank you for the redeem, Mr. Dice, thank you. Yeah, hard-walled Thunderbolt. And, unfortunately, yeah. Many people thought he didn't need to be limited because he was kind of already falling out of favor anyway, but nevertheless, he was limited for a long time, probably way longer than he needed to, but he's off now, and he was a very good card. He's a very good card. Hmm.
Dang.
Sorry, what were you saying, Mr. Dice? Don't worry. Oh, you're one of the brothers from Zeal. Yeah, Quattro and Quinton. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you thought my mask was like, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Unintentional, but yeah, I can understand. All the number hunter guys. I remember those guys. Yeah. Anyway, here we have Cannon Soldier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that little guy. I like the cannon pointy thing. It kind of looks like a beak, like he's a bird.
I
So
get it. Yeah.
that's a plus for me.
Yeah.
So it's
But
just like a send one
I think it's like
and
shoulder
500.
pauldrons look like birds, honestly. Like bird beaks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very bird.
Yeah. No, but Cannon Soldier, card brought over from normal Yu-Gi-Oh, very iconic card. In a lot of ways. I think Bandit Keith used it in the anime actually, in the manga. But yeah. Cannon Soldier. What do you think?
Hmm. Eh, See, it sounds kind of mid,
Yeah. Send a monster field to the
but
grave, inflict 500.
it feels like the type of thing that would be fine. Be
Yeah.
kind of sick. Like yeah, I don't know. I don't. It depends on how loopable that is, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. So what do you think then?
And I feel like you're trying to trick me again. I feel like you're trying to trick me
Me?
again.
Why would I do that? But I could also be showing this card because it actually is good. Actually, is the trick that it's good or is the trick that it's bad? Do you even know what the
It
trick
feels
is?
bad to me.
It feels bad.
To me, it feels bad.
Okay.
It feels bad.
Okay then. So we're saying missed the mark then. So, as I mentioned before, Cannon Soldier, very iconic card from normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Largely because it is the enabler of many really busted loops. With cards
Yeah.
like Firewall Dragon, which can like return things to hand, and this card can just sack off your board to inflict a bunch of damage. And yeah, this card has caused a lot of problems over the years. In the TCG, the English version, they've mainly banned the cards which have been able to abuse Cannon Soldier. In the OCG in Japan and the other Asia regions, they've actually banned Cannon Soldier because of this. Because of these ridiculous loops it can do. That being said, you got it right. Yeah, this card did not make any kind of meaningful mark on the game. So what I should say, first off, 1413, not a bad stat line for a level 4 in Rush Duel. 1500 is the benchmark for good stats, where there are a lot of normal vanilla monsters which have 0 defense but 1500 attack, and they've been used quite a lot in the past in Rush. So 1413 is quite well balanced. That being said, it is just because of the default once per turn rules in Rush, which are not a thing in normal Yu-Gi-Oh, it is not physically possible to do a lot of these like OTK shenanigans, which it's become very infamous for in normal Yu-Gi-Oh. It's not physically possible to do them. And even if it were, the same level of monster recursion present in normal Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just not there. You can't keep looping monsters back to your hand a lot of the time. The Thunderbolt one was a very specific case. I don't think you could really use that in Cannon Soldier, basically. It's not something feasible that you can do a lot of the time.
That's cheesy.
Yeah.
Dang.
No,
But he's so classic.
It's a very cheesy card normally, but it just can't use the cheese. It's lacking the cheese. It's the crackers with no cheese, Gromit. What are we gonna
See,
do?
this is where I'm not 100% sure, like, how much I would love Rush Duels because the cheese is, like, part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Spice.
There is some cheese in Rush Duel, don't get me wrong. This is still early stuff. There's a lot of cheese in Rush Duel, absolutely. Also, I kind of like the fact that turns last longer than 2 turns. Games last longer than 2 turns.
True.
Which is like a nice thing. I'm like, wow, I'm on like 5 turns into the game. This is really fun, actually. Who would have thought?
It's always a special treat.
Yeah, who would have thought it's nice to be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! But
That's
yeah,
so funny.
you got that. You nailed that one there. Yeah, it's very, very mediocre. Diagno's got that wrong. He said that was like busted because it's busted in normal Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, here's our first fusion monster. Also, I should say this is actually an English printing of the card. It's an English mock-up done by the very talented Moonstar. I think. Oh my god, Moonstar7894. Let me just double check I've got their name right, because I do not want to get that wrong, lest I invoke the wrath of whatever divinities exist in the world, which may or may not be a lot. I don't know. Moonstar8792, my apologies. Moonstar8792. So a big shout out to them. They do a lot of very talented mock-ups of these kind of Ritual cards in English. So yeah, this is one of the first fusion monster of the day. Metarion Ladon Star. Do you want me to read this?
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's very
Pretty.
cool.
I can read. I can read. I can read. I can read. I can read.
I can do
know
it!
How to read. No. Shut the fuck up.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So level 9 Cyborg Fusion. 2825 Imaginary Actor and Blastarius. That's what you.
Glacier. I'll show you the fusion material now, actually. So
yeah. I want to see.
This is Imaginary Actor, a mechanical doll that has no emotional expression other than a smile. The emotional response from the audience is its main source of energy. He's just a little guy. Level 1, 500 second defense. And this is the other card. Glaciosaurus. A gentle dinosaur who cares not for conflicts, always with a smile towards the audience. 1415, level 4, light dinosaur. And yeah, then we have... He's very cute. And then they fuse together to make this three-headed Brontosaurus, I guess. Is that what it's called? I don't know what kind of dinosaur.
I like the little helmet. It's got the little helmet.
Yeah, it's got the masquerade mask on from Imaginary Actor and stuff as well. It's very cool. But yeah. So.
Okay. So this is a send one from your hand to the graveyard. That's a good requirement. That's, I feel like, useful, especially if you need to get your junk out of your hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then make one face-up monster on your opponent's lose 1500 attack and defense till the end of the turn, and all face-up dinosaur monsters on your opponent's field lose 2000.
I should say it is a multi-choice effect. You discard one and you choose one of those effects to activate.
Oh, okay. So it's like an extra little bonus if you're against someone who likes dinosaurs, but they don't like dinosaurs. It's dinosaur fan tax. I see how it's
exactly. There's a show I used to like called Extreme Dinosaurs. It was kind of like Ninja Turtles, but they were dinosaurs instead, and it was really, really cool. That has nothing to do with anything. I just want to mention that.
Thanks for sharing with the class.
No worries, teacher.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... This is tough because I don't know how good fusions are in general in this format, especially because if it's like the first, then it might have been like kind of slippery, kind of where is my little monster? Where did you go? But
where did he come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
I want to believe in it because the little guy that you use is so goddamn cute. So I'm gonna say it's good because I believe in the little guy.
Yeah, believe in the little guy. That's the spirit, Lamette. We love to believe in the little guy. Your belief has failed you.
God damn it.
So, unfortunately, Metarion Ladon Star did not make a mark. So, just to give a bit of information, so Metarion was actually what you kind of nailed it. They were one of the first fusion decks introduced into the game, and they're this big circus. They're all have Imaginary Actor as he's the ringmaster for it, and they're kind of like an anti-type deck. They're like an anti-type toolbox where the main deck are all light monsters with 500 defense, and you have Imaginary Actor as the leader, and then you have a bunch of other monsters of different types. You have Glaciosaurus, who's a dinosaur. You have like a warrior monster, a dragon monster. I think it's there's a spellcaster and all that kind of stuff. A bunch of different types, and they all fuse with Imaginary Actor. And they all have these things where they'll have one solid effect, which can be used on anything, or they'll have one really strong effect, which is like an anti-type effect. So here you have an anti-dinosaur effect. The warrior fusion has an anti-warrior effect. The dragon one is anti-dragon, so on, so on, so on. And they're a really cool anti-toolbox deck. Now, fusions as well, they fusion cards are generally quite strong, but fusions have one key weakness in that the main card used to fusion summon in Rush Duel is not polymerization. It is a card simply called Fusion, which is a terrible card. It says it's a spell card which says you can fuse using monsters on your field as material. Um,
Oh.
Polymerization normally lets you use cards from your hand or field, but Fusion just says
Oh, that
cards on your.
makes a
Yeah,
difference.
it does. However, Fusion still saw play. Fusion is still potentially quite strong if you got them out, and they're generally easier to get out than maximum monsters as well. So it's like, it's they beat maximums at least. That being said, Late on Star was not one of the most useful ones for Matari on decks. So its stat reduction effect, it's very strong. 1,500 is a big number to lose. If against the Blue Eyes, it's half its attack gone. It's less impactful by the discard cost. So you did mention that discarding is pretty good if you want to get rid of junk in your hand. That is true. Yeah, that is true. However, if you don't have any junk you want to get rid of, it feels bad for just an attack reduction. Significant one, but not the best. And especially when like other cards do more for less, right? Like a lot of these cards I've shown you before have like mill one, not discard one. So you're having to use resources in your hand which you can still use that turn. Whereas other cards are like, I'll just mill one because I'm not going to use that card anyway because I can't draw it yet. So it does suffer a bit from that. It's not the worst thing in the world, mind you. It's fine. It's just maybe a little much for it, but it's not terrible. The I mentioned the material. The fusion materials are weak vanilla monsters. They are. I'm sorry. They're very cute. They're very fun design. Again, they're these cool circus act
The little
thing.
guy.
They are very cool and fun and
The
cute.
little but the little circus guy, he's so fucking cute.
I
That's
know. It's
so
unfortunate.
upsetting. I'm so upset.
They are
This
just
has
like,
ruined my day. My day
yeah.
is ruined.
It's that they're not even like that strong. Like if you had abyss actor, imaginary actor himself, that's fine. But then like the entire deck as well is made of these like low quality vanilla monsters. It's like it's kind of difficult to use. Um, But the other thing is that the anti-dino effect, minus 2k attack and defense to all dinosaur monsters, rarely comes up because dinosaurs unfortunately are not that strong in the meta game of Rush. As you said, if someone is a dinosaur fan,
Oh.
they'll have a hard time against this guy. They'll really not like him. Like, I hate you. I hate that you hate me for liking dinosaurs. But unfortunately, it's just a bit of a niche usage case a lot of the time. What I can say is that Matarion's in a much better place now. It has had several other cards added to its roster of cards available. Not all of them are vanilla monsters as well, which certainly helps out quite a bit. Ladon Star is, even at the time when he came out in the first wave of support, was not one of the most commonly used ones. Again, the Dragon one or the Warrior one were far more common. Ladon Star is perfectly fine. He's okay. He's not terrible, I will say that. I made it sound like he's the worst card ever. He's absolutely not. Like, he's a 2,800 attacker, which can reduce anything by a big chunk. But he's just a bit difficult to use, unfortunately. And there's more impactful things from other cards. So yeah.
But the little
I
guy.
know. Yeah, actually, the little guy actually got an
Man.
upgraded version as well. I think it's called like, Imaginary Leading Actor, which is like a level 8 version of him, which is like 2,500 attack, 500 defense, and treats his name as Imaginary Actor. So even he's had an upgrade as well, which is cool. I think you still run both of them in the same deck. So you run the little guy and then his adult form. Is it an adult form? He's a
I
robot?
That's
I don't know.
almost a little insulting. Like, yeah, you're an actor, but you're not the leading actor.
I know. I kind of like it. It's like he
I
grew
feel
and
like that's like
became the leading actor. I kind of like that. He's grown his skills and he's got older. He's become the lead actor, and I kind of like that.
I guess.
He reached his dreams, Lamette. The little guy reached his dreams. He's
Is
not a
it the
little guy
same is it
anymore.
the same
It
guy?
is the
Wait,
same
is it the
guy.
same guy?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
like
okay,
he's
never mind.
he's just like
I wasn't pit
he's not like a
yeah.
tiny robot anymore. He grew up and become a big robot. Or not a giant robot. He's like a human-sized robot. But he's no longer a tiny little guy. He's like a normal guy who you might still want to call a little guy. Anyway, Matarion are pretty
Still a little
fun.
guy.
Matarion are pretty fun. Just laid on stars a bit kind of okay. Astro
Um,
Rescue. So this is a galaxy type. Again, new type in this exclusive to Rush. But yeah, galaxy type. So I'll give this one a read for you. He's a water level 3 galaxy, 1,000 attack, 1,100 defense. For requirement, if your opponent has a monster on their field and you have 2 face-up normal monsters on your field, effect is that you add a normal monster from your grave to your hand. This turn, you cannot attack with level later lower monsters. Effect monsters, rather.
Hmm. That is a lot of things.
Yeah. You can give it another read. It's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. Sorry. I kind of realized I was
It's like
speaking
I
that.
read
I
it,
probably should have let
you
her
read
read this
it,
one.
and then I was like, yeah, I got all of that information, definitely. Definitely.
The monkey with the
Went into
cymbals
my
just spinning
brain.
around in your head.
Okay, they have a normal monster. This is so specific that
Hmm.
it sounds bad, and I feel like you're tricking me again.
Hmm.
Um,
Would you, like,
all of
feel safe
this,
if this guy came to rescue you?
no.
His armor is cool, but it's like, very dark for
Because,
an astronaut outfit. I feel
yeah,
like
but okay, because see, he's got the grapple hook, but his grapple hook is not attached to anything.
yeah.
Or, so,
Oh, it's edged. You can see it.
I
There's a line connecting back to the ship on it. So
oh, okay. But then why is it on a grapple? Why is it not just a rope? Like he's still not grappling whatever he's grabbing you from. So if he misses you, then you're just kind of screwed, I guess.
he's tethered onto his own ship, I guess. I don't know. I think I'd be a bit intimidated if someone in, like, dark, like, spacesuit armor like this came at me, but he seems like a good guy. He's a chill guy. Does being a chill guy make you a good
I
card, though?
no, look. The two things that make you a good card in my mind. Okay. It's a little guy, it's a cute anime girl, or make a sick tattoo. This is what we're
That's
learning.
fair. Those are good
And
requirements.
I feel he doesn't fall into any of these, so that's bad to me. But to me, this effect sounds so bad that it's like you're tricking me and there's something that cheeses it. But then now I'm second guessing myself, like, what if this is a double trick? And it is just bad.
Who knows?
I don't like him. So
Okay, so you're gonna say miss
that's
the
how I
mark.
feel.
Okay. You got it. I was not
Yes.
tricking you at all. I told you. Why would I trick you, Lynette? Truly. Truly, I would never trick you. Okay, so let's talk about this. Galaxy. Galaxy's a type. Galaxy's a deck. The main character of YuGiOh Go Rush is an alien who uses a galaxy deck. And yeah, he's a straight up alien, by the way. It's not like I think he's an actual alien. But yes, so galaxy decks do tend to use quite a lot of normal monsters, actually. So the chance of you having two face at normal monsters whilst your opponent has a monster is not super low. It's still like just recovering a normal monster from your graveyard, though, so it's kind of like mid-level power recovery, right? It's like not bad, but it's like, yeah, it's a big restriction for like kind of mid-power recovery ultimately. So it's a potential heavy limit on like your board power because you can't attack with level 8 or lower effect monsters. And obviously it's implying here you want to use normal monsters to attack with, right? You can still use level 9 or higher monsters, like if you have a fusion or something, but it can potentially limit your board presence, though, your board power, so it's not going to be useful in a lot of decks. And yeah, ultimately it's just kind of too specific to see widespread usage. When I was looking for deck lists for this guy to see if he was actually viable or not. So the reason why I put this guy on here is actually because I own this card. When I went to Japan last year, I was like, oh, tell you what, I was talking to my brother, I want to go to a card shop and get a pack of Rush Duel because I want to see if I can get a physical card. And I got this card. He was a super rare. And I'm like, oh, wow, he's very pretty. Very, very pretty card to have in person. Like the neon purple. Oh, it's very, very nice. Unfortunately, yeah, he's kind of just okay. In the few deck lists I saw him in, mainly he's running as like a 1 of or a 2 of, but not much more than that. I saw one deck which running like a 3 of him, like that's very bold. Even looking at him, like you don't need 3 of him, but like he's like okay. He's perfectly fine. He's kind of mid.
Dang.
But yeah, no, you got that right completely. Good job on it. Good job. Hang on, I should say first. So you'll notice that so Lamette, first off, you are a cute anime girl. Is this correct?
Yes.
So you'll notice there's been a distinct lack of
Definitely.
cute girls on here. So this is for you. Because there's distinct like a cute
Yo,
anime girls. This
let's
one's for you,
go.
Lamette. A cute anime girl.
Let's go.
This is
Let's
Jest.
go.
This is Jest of the Cosmos Princess. I love this art. I don't know if she's giant or if this is like a hologram like diorama of the solar system, but she's playing marbles with planets, and just kind of like looking to kind of like chilled out and playing around with it. I can totally see this as like a just girly things moment of just girly things laying waste to trillions of lives in a solar system. But
Oh,
yeah,
she's so
I know
pretty.
she's very very cute,
Wow.
very pretty card.
Oh,
But yeah,
that's so good. It's good. Immediate answer. Good.
okay.
Immediate
You don't
answer.
even
I
want to
don't
read
need to
it?
read it. Good.
Okay. Uh,
Good. I'm making my call.
fair enough. Well, you are correct. This card is fantastic.
Yeah, let's
This
go.
card is busted. So it's currently limited to one. So first of all, let's have a look at what the card does. You send 3 cards from your hand to the grave, including at least 2 monsters. Destroy up to 2 cards on your opponent's field. Then, if your opponent has 2 or more cards on their field, you draw 2 cards. So you discard 3, including 2 monsters. Destroy 2 of any card in your opponent's field, and then you draw 2 if they still have 2 more cards on their field. So it refunds its own cost, partially at
Yeah,
least.
that's great.
This
That's
card, yes.
great.
So as I put here, this princess is an absolute tyrant and reigns with an iron fist. She is currently limited to 1 copy. She is obscene, an obscene card. So it is unconditional removal of anything on your opponent's board. It partially refunds itself. It lets you draw 2 cards, well, it lets you dig deeper into your deck as well. This, oh god, the princess here and her little jest, as if you can call this a jest, it does way too much. It does way, way, way too much. So,
It's perfect.
yeah, she's currently limited to 1. Absolutely busted card. Also, I do have an alternate art for her here. Again, courtesy of Moonstar, an English version, but this is an alternate art for her. Yeah.
Cute.
Again, I don't,
Wow.
I
I
don't know.
love her.
I don't know if this is real or this is like a diagram she's holding or a hologram, but all the planets, she's holding the planets in a little platter, and they're all like melding into each other. She's
Delicious.
slamming them into each other.
Delicious dessert.
Yeah.
Delicious dessert. She's perfect. No notes. Love a giant, beautiful anime lady.
Yeah. Also, I love how like her little hair bubble things is like a complete like milky. There's a complete like solar system inside of them as well. It's like a complete
Yeah,
like
that's
galaxy
so
nexus inside
good.
of her. She's an obscene card. I just found out today actually. She's actually coming out soon as an actual card. And there's going to be other cards related to her as well.
Wow, I
So
love the term actual card there,
well, no, because
implying that actual cards are not real cards.
well, no. The thing it's not. No, it wasn't that. I mean, she's coming out in Rush Jewel as her own card. Like this has been her only card, Jest of the Cosmos Princess. The Cosmos Princess is becoming her own card now as well.
Oh, okay. I see what
Yeah,
you mean. I see what you
I
mean.
don't think she's
I
coming
just
out in
like
normal
to
Yu-Gi-Oh.
like it's she's not an actual card. This
You're
is
not a
actually a
real.
fake card. I was showing you a fake card this whole time.
No. You're not real
You
Yu-Gi-Oh.
should
No,
have put a fake card in here.
I
You
should
should have
have.
just made one up.
I didn't want to be too mean though. That would have been mean. Unfair. But no, Cosmos Princess here. It's oh god, she's like the nightmare fuel for many people. By the way, it still sees play in every single deck. I should just say that even at 1 copy, every single deck runs her. It's uncontested. I would not be surprised if one day she got banned just because she sees so much usage. But she's obscene. Yeah. Again, Iron Fist
But if
Princess.
everyone has her, it's equal playing field.
No,
This has been
you
my
are correct.
opinion
Yes.
on like all of the broken like what's the word? You know, like a broken card. Like I
Yeah.
say we unban Pot of Greed and we all just get one.
Yeah.
And it's like across the board luck bust. Like
Yeah. No,
luck bust,
exactly.
if you
Yeah.
get
No.
it.
I can see that. Yeah. If everyone's got that same power, it's like, is it that strong? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. But for this, it
It's
seems
still
fine
bad,
at
but
1.
still.
People still use it, but if there's a card which you can't get rid of normally, you can just throw out Cosmos, and she'll help you out with that. So yeah, by crushing planets into each other in looking in like childlike glee at the chaos she has wrought. What an asshole.
Yeah, so good.
This is Barrier Statue of the Inferno. Another card brought over from old Yu-Gi-Oh! Just want to give this card a read.
Yeah. So fire level 4 pyro. It's 1,000 and 1,000. Wow. No requirement. Each player can only special summon fire attribute monsters. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
See what I'm feeling with this is really great if your opponent has no fire attributes, but like this is kind of the same thing with the dino buff where like can you guarantee that that's the case? Because
Yeah.
then you have a 1 in however many elements there are in Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, of course.
Don't quiz me on it.
I think it's like 6 attributes.
Chance 6. So yeah, like
7
so 1 in
including
6
divine, but divine
chance
isn't in Rush
that
Duel, so it's fine. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, divine.
Yeah, those are the god cards on. They're not in Rush Duel, so
Yeah,
who
they should
cares?
put them in. I want them.
I don't know if they work in Rush. Maybe they would do. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, they don't really work in general.
You know what, Lamette? You're mean for that one, but you're correct.
I want to like them so bad, but
I think if they were actually as good as they were in the actual manga and anime, though, they would kind of be ridiculous.
yeah.
Also, you'd need
Like,
to know an
it's
ancient
almost...
Egyptian chant to summon one of them, so asking that is a bit much.
So look, more games need a chant requirement. Okay. I want people to talk. This is like the whole like Yu-Gi-Oh! Like whichever card has the handshake, and then they had to make it in tournaments that you only have to like spiritually shake hands with your opponent. You don't have to physically shake their hand.
Just accept the concept of a handshake.
Exactly. Yeah, no, the god cards that like I want them to have a buff, kind of like they've been doing with Exodia, like every so often, where they put in like a completely different strategy for it.
Yeah.
I'd like that because the new Exodia stuff's really fun.
Yeah, they have given the god cards some stuff over the years, but it's just not enough. But no, having to learn like a 5,000-year-old Egyptian ritual chant would be so funny.
No, like honestly, they should make it like one of those instant wins, but you have to recite the chant from memory. And it's like 20 minutes long. That'd
be really good.
But yeah, this I want to say no, but like maybe there's a way to cheese that if there's something that like changes your opponent's types or something. I don't know.
That's fair. I mean, there's like card which change types but not attributes, so
yeah, that's what I mean. Like the attributes. Like I'm gonna say no, but I have no clue.
That's fair.
I got no clue, honestly.
No, you made a very fair assessment, though. Your case though is very solid. Unfortunately, this card is the only banned card in Rush Duel.
Dang.
This is banned as frick, dude. So it's the first and only banned card, I should say, and many people think this card was a mistake and should not have been brought in. So first off, despite the game's focus on normal summons, again, you get infinite normal summons. This card's got special summons. Special summons have become more common, and it is a thing you can do quite a bit of. That being said, that restriction of not summoning anything but fire monsters shuts down so many decks. Not to mention, well, actually, I'll get into that in a second, but say Pyro, tons of support in Rush Duel. One of the main characters of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush runs a Pyro deck. He has this really cool card called Chemicalized Salamander as his main card. It's a really cool, like, lizard dog thing, and it's awesome. And he runs this, like, Pyro deck full of, like, different monsters, different, like, chemistry themed stuff. It's awesome. But, yeah. But yeah, Pyro's got tons of stuff which can help this guy work out as well. Even then, he's using non-Pyro decks simply because you can play down all your cards and then play this guy as your last card to play. So you can special summon as much as you want. Then you summon this guy, then your opponent can't special summon except fire on their next turn. So, it just shuts down so many decks. It's really annoying and boring to play against. So yeah, this card is ridiculously overpowered. Who would have guessed that floodgates, which are strong in normal Yu-Gi-Oh, are ridiculously powerful in the lower level power level level of Rush? We love to see.
This is where I should have gone with my heart, and instead I don't go with my heart. and I try to think about it too hard, and then I think bad because I don't know how actual Yu-Gi-Oh works. I
Yeah.
just try my best.
It's okay. You did a good job, Lamette. What you said made absolute sense, so don't beat yourself up about it. It's fine. But yeah, no, he's ridiculous. Here's a card, Aura Buster. This is an equip card. This is a so equip cards were actually added to the game later on. They came in, I want to say Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. They got added into the game. Yeah, they're kind of a later mechanic, which is a bit surprising. I thought equip cards would be in very early on, but no, they got added in quite a bit later on. So yeah, we need to give this card a read.
Yes, yes, yes. I like the vibes
Yeah,
of it, by the way.
it's
This
Buster
one
Blader, by the
passes
way.
my vibe check.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Buster Blader in the
And see,
card. I
that's
think it's really
great.
cool. Buster Blader is in the
That's
game
like
as well. He's
perfect.
a legend card.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay! Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for
He's
him.
unfortunately not super
Getting
good.
some work after being.
I like in normal
Um,
Yu-Gi-Oh where he has the little dragon pup as his little compatriot. I think it's very
yeah, that's
cute.
really cute.
Yeah. Hey, you want to give this card a read?
Equip to one face-up warrior type monster on your field. The equipped monster cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Then, if you equip a spell card, if you have oh man, I can't read. Okay, if you have an equipped spell card in your graveyard, then the monster inflicts piercing. You said piercing's good, so
Yes.
I want to say that's good because piercing good.
Yes.
Piercing good, actually.
Mm-hmm. So, sorry, the card as a whole is good or the piercing is good? Which would you want? What you saying?
I don't. Well, I was saying if piercing good, then that sounds fine to me.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. No, you are correct. Piercing is quite strong in Rush. And obviously, giving like monster card immunity is great. I mean, this actually stops. This can make your monsters not be destroyed by Cosmos Princess. Funnily enough, which is really cool.
Yo.
Yeah. So whatever Cosmos Princess is doing, she's clearly not aura farming as Buster Blader is here. That being said, unfortunately, Aura Buster kind of missed the mark a bit. So first off, yeah, again, destruction immunity is very good. Warriors, surprisingly, are not that strong of a type competitively in Rush Duel. Historically, there's not been super good warrior decks, except recently with stuff like elemental heroes being brought into the game. Yeah, they are in the game now, but they're not on this list here, unfortunately. But elemental heroes are on here. They have their own unique cards to Rush Duel as well. But except for them, historically, warrior has not been that strong of a type, and so it doesn't see that play. And even in like E-hero decks, they want to run other stuff which isn't an equip card like this. Piercing is... Oh, it should say as well, it does nothing to actually buff the power of the monster. It just does give them immunity. Again, piercing is very good in Rush, but the condition of needing to have an equip card already in the graveyard to get that piercing is a little difficult to work around at times. So this card is completely fine. It's not terrible by any means. Again, a lot of modern card design in Rush Duel here, so it's not a bad card, but it's certainly not a great card either. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly mediocre.
But what you're saying is this has a shot in like 2 years randomly because they release something and it's like, yo.
Yeah.
Aura Buster, remember that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it does. It's waiting for the right warrior to claim it. It's waiting for the right warrior to claim its aura.
So really, I'm just right in the future.
You are right in the future, yes. But yeah, no, it's just not enough warriors are aura farming yet. It needs more aura farming warriors. And when there's a warrior who's aura farming, Aura Buster will be there to be their aura.
Dang, warriors really catching strays today.
What I should say as well, there actually have been some quite solid equip cards as well. It's not like in normal Yu-Gi-Oh where equip cards are like terrible. There was a card that was like Sevens Lance. I can't remember what the card now is called. Road Magic Sevens Lance or like Magical Lance. I can't remember. It was some Magic Lance card which could grant piercing, and it could only equip to either a spellcaster or a magical knight type card, which is again a unique type, right? It's exclusive to fusions. And you'd equip it to a magical knight, and it gave it 200 attack, and then gave it pierce. If it was a magical, you equip it to a spellcaster or a magical knight. It gives that card 200 attack, and if it's specifically a magical knight type, it gains 200 attack times its level and piercing. And this card was actually, I think it was limited or semi-limited, and it was actually a really strong card because, so, Seven's Road Magician and Dragius in the beginning, they got a fusion together. It's kind of like, what's it called? Dragon Master Knight, the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and Blackluster Soldier fusion. It's kind of like an homage to that. But yeah, it's a fusion between Dragius and Seven's Road. And that card is really powerful because it's just a massive beat stick, which can attack twice. And then you give it this lance, which gives it piercing and even bigger numbers. It's kind of like, wait, this card can kind of kill you in one turn really, 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 really easily. So they actually limited that equip card for it because it was too good. But yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, that's Aura Buster. We're almost done now, actually, as well. So yeah, this is another Maximum monster. Abyssal Dragon Lord, Abyss Poseidra. I would say this guy is a husbando for some people. He also has, like, horse legs, so maybe you're not into centaurs? I think he's dragon wings, actually, as well. I don't know what this guy is.
Wings and
Horse legs?
horse body is a lot. That's, like, very high concept.
Yeah, he's got, like, squid tentacles as well. Maybe people are into that. But there's a lot, yeah. I think even for the most avant-garde of monster fucker, there's a lot going on here.
I was gonna say some people might see that as a plus, and then I resisted so hard.
Sorry, I'll read. There's a lot here, so I'll read this card out. So yeah, Abyssal Dragon Lord, Abyss Poseidra. Starting with the left side, which I'm covering up. Sorry. So it's 23-0. Requirement: if you have 5 or more Sea Serpent type monsters in your grave, you can place all monsters from your grave on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you do that, destroy 1 monster on your opponent's field. Then, if it's in maximum mode, and you place 3 or more maximum monsters to meet the requirement of its effect, you can destroy all cards on your opponent's field. So, yeah, potential destruction of 1 card or potential board wipe if it's in maximum mode. The middle one is a continuous effect. If you have no monsters in your grave, your opponent cannot activate trap cards when this card declares an attack. Also, if this card is in maximum mode, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. It's 25-0 normally, or 4,000 in maximum mode. And then the right piece is continuous effect. If you have no monsters in your grave, your opponent cannot set monsters from their hand. Also, this card is in maximum mode, and your opponent has a face down spell or trap on the field. Your opponent cannot set spell or traps from their hand. There's a lot going on here. The guy does a lot. I'll try and move my head so you can see it a bit.
Yeah, there's so much going on. I mean, first of all, and I think this is just going to be true of all of these maximum monsters, very tattooable.
Yeah. No,
that did lead me astray earlier.
No,
I just wanted to say.
I mean, I kind of love this. This the wave of horses, which I think are meant to be kind of like kelpies. Do you know what a kelpie is?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Excellent.
Sorry, I had to think. Yes. Yes.
English, like, horse sea monsters. Actually, traditionally they're more found in lakes, but yeah, like, they'll pretend to be drowning horses, and then when you try and save them, they'll drag you under and eat you. But yeah, like, you've got these sea, like,
that's so nice.
Yeah, I know, right? They're pretty terrifying creatures, and kind of all of this thing of, like, leaning into people's being taken advantage of, I guess. Anyway. This card is not a sea monster trying to take advantage of you, though. This is a maximum monster, and it has a big lot of seahorses, made potentially of water or lightning. I don't know what they're made of, some kind of energy. Then you have a big blue dragon head, and then you have this guy, who is, you know, avant-garde monster fucker supreme. So, yeah. What are you thinking?
I like him. I say let's go for it. Let's say that's a good card because the other maximum card was bad. So yeah. I want to just keep shooting at the wall until one of them's right.
You shot correctly. This card is very good. This card is good, yeah. So this card came out significantly later than YuGiOh from earlier on. And by this point, they kind of figured out how to not mess up maximum monsters. Namely, each one of these cards can do something outside of being in maximum mode. What I will say is that they are all level 10, so they are all 2 tributes to summon normally. However, they all have strong effects they can use on their own, right? Like, the middle one, he can make it so your opponent can't activate trap cards if you've got no monsters in your grave. And by the way, I should say, this whole archetype is generally referred to as like Abyskite, and they're all about like getting cards out of your graveyard and shuffling them back into your deck. The left one, if you have 5 more sea serpents in your grave, you place all monsters from your grave on the bottom of your deck. And then it can destroy 1 monster in the field. And then the other one, when it's not in maximum mode, just stops your opponent from setting monsters. So they can all do things which are pretty useful outside of maximum mode. It's kind of similar to what Matara did, actually, where it has 1 solid effect and then 1 really good effect if it's against a certain type. These cards are similar, where they'll have 1 solid effect and then 1 really good effect if they're in maximum mode. And that's kind of how they fix them. They're not bricks in your hand. They can all do something. Not to mention, all their effects kind of combo into each other, because like the left piece can shuffle cards from your grave back into your deck, which then triggers the other 2 effects. Not to mention the archetype around it was generally just stronger than the Cyber stuff Yggdrago was going for. There's a much clearer direction with this card, and he's just very difficult to get rid of, obviously. Like 4,000 attack, not an easy guy to beat over at all. And when he can do all these things, like he's immune to trap destruction, your opponent can't activate traps even, he can't be destroyed by card effects in maximum mode, he can potentially remove the entire board. He's a very strong card. This is actually using a deck with like 2 different maximum monsters, including himself and this other Sea Serpent one, which is like a Kraken thing. They were both used. I could have put either one on. I decided to go for this guy. I think he's just a funner design because there's just so much going on with him. But yeah, they're very cool.
There's so much.
Yeah.
There's so many elements.
It's
so
like,
many components.
It's so extra though. You kind of have to love it. And again, this is another one of those cards where it's like it's kind of bursting out of the frame a bit. You can see it's very cool. And yeah, it's just cool how it all
like
joins
the
together.
Wings. I feel like he didn't need the wings, but like they added it there for like visual direction.
I think he's just meant to be like, see, this guy's a dragon. He has wings. Like, he could have been a sea dragon who doesn't need wings, right? But I don't know. He's a sea serpent type. He's not a dragon type. Ugh.
It's a little too much for me.
Yeah.
But like, it's also very sick.
Yeah.
And tattooable.
He's very tattooable, very sick nasty. But yeah, great card. Here's another one. He's another fusion monster even. Altiera, the Sky Savior Transients. Again, Moonstar did this awesome mock-up. Thank you to Moonstar, very much appreciated. If I make a video of this, I'll put your link in the description. I think they allow that in YouTube, right? DeviantArt links? I don't know. But yeah, do you want to give this guy a read? I don't know who this is, a man or woman. But yeah.
Yes.
I'll show you the fusion materials in a moment as well, actually. Actually, I can show you them now if you'd like first.
Let me see.
Okay, so this is Ciela, the Sky Savior Knight. I'll just read her effect here because the text is a bit small. So you can reveal up to 5 monsters. Celestial Warrior. The Celestial Warrior is a type of fusion monsters, by the way, similar to Cyborg. But yeah, reveal up to 5 monsters, Celestial Warrior type, with different names in your extra deck to your opponent. One face-up monster on your opponent's field loses attack equal to the number of monsters revealed to meet the requirement, times 200. You can only attack with monsters which are Celestial Warrior, or Fairy type this turn. So yeah, you just reveal 5 different.
Pretty.
Yeah, very pretty. Cool bow and arrow as well. Love to see it.
Has like the 90s anime bangs.
I do. Yeah, I get it. Even like the glasses as well feel very like 90s anime almost, right? Also having glasses and like a bow and arrow, not a great combination, but yeah. But no, yeah, you reveal 5 cards. Yeah, you reveal 5 cards from your extra deck, which are Celestial Warrior type, and then one of your opponent's monsters loses 200 times the number revealed, and then you can't attack. You can only attack with Celestial Warrior, and Fairy monsters for the turn. Hello, Thorn. How you doing? And then the other fusion material we have is this Lua, the Sky Savior Angel.
Ooh.
Very pretty card. But if you can't already tell, this entire group is called Sky Savior. But yeah, they're all like warriors, fairies, and Celestial Warrior. So 0 attack, 1,000 defense. She's a level 1. You can't see because my fat head is in the way. Her effect is that you reveal 1 warrior monster in your hand to your opponent. If you do, this card's name becomes Soleil, the Sky Savior Angel. That's just like a light version of her. There's 2 of these. She's the dark one. There's a light one as well. They both have this effect where they can swap each other's names just in case you need to do that. But yeah. You reveal a warrior monster. This card's name
Mm.
becomes Soleil, the Sky Savior Angel. This turn, then you can send the top three cards. Then you send the top three cards you deck to the grave, and then you can add one fusion from among the cards sent to the graveyard by this effect to your hand. So, yeah, she changes her name to the light version, and then you mill 3 and add a fusion from your grave to your hand. I already mentioned fusion earlier, but this is fusion.
Mm.
Requirement none. Effect fusion summon by sending face-up monsters from your field to the grave as material. And then if you want to read Ciella's
Dang.
actual effect, sorry, it's not Altiera's effect
Yeah.
even.
So it's just your opponent can't activate normal spell cards except fusion. That is interesting.
Yes.
That is interesting. Because that would be obnoxious, considering it sounds like not that many decks are running fusion in general.
I will say
But not like
fusion is the main fusion card in the game. There are other cards you can use to fuse, but it is
yeah,
the main fusion card, I guess. But yeah, if you're not running a fusion deck,
it
you
is.
wouldn't run it anyway. So
Well, see, my heart. Okay, if we're gonna go with my heart here, because me logicking this is going really poorly for me. If I want to go with my heart, the materials are both pretty girls. So
yes.
that falls into my category of tattooable little guy or cute girl. So I want to say that's great. I
I
want to
don't
say
know
this is
Ciel as
good.
a girl,
I want
actually.
to
I think
believe.
did she have boobs? I don't know.
No, but I don't know. But like the vibes,
Fair enough.
the
Yeah, very
pretty vibe.
feminine. I think it was a girl.
All pretty cards are good.
That's fair. That's fair. Also, I like the fact that the bow and arrow change into a gun. That's really like a laser gun. That's really funny.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm just saying, pretty materials. That's all I need.
Okay, that's fair. So you're gonna say this card was good?
Yeah.
This card absolutely made its mark on the game. So much like Barrier Statue of the Inferno before, the Floodgate effect of Altiera is way too strong. Saying you can't use any spell cards, any normal spells except for fusion, can basically tell people you can't play spell cards if they aren't running fusion. Thorn, yes, we are teaching Yu-Gi-Oh today, but if you can't play you can't play spell cards if you don't play fusion in your deck. Essentially, that's what this card says. So by the time this card came out, destruction effects on monsters were far more common, even on spells and traps as well. Destruction effects were more common. However, even with them being more common in the format of its release, there's just not enough to consistently deal with this kind of oppressive floodgate, right? It's just like, you get this card out, and it's like, well, I can't do anything to it. I can't use my Cosmos Princess to kill it, because I can't play Cosmos Princess. So yeah, it's the Cosmos Cook. And, I shouldn't have said that. Whilst Altiera is not limited herself, Ciella, the archer, she is limited. I think semi-limited. So just to make it a bit less consistent to get out. And it's a very strong card. Turns out the floodgates are just way too much for Rush Duel. They're already bad in normal Yu-Gi-Oh, and in Rush Duel they're even more of a pain in the ass. So yeah, maybe stop doing this.
That makes sense. That checks.
Yeah, very cool though. Again, as you said, cute girls. There's a light version of the fairy as well, who's just kind of like her. They're like twins, I think. I don't know the lore. I think they're like twins, but she's in like orange instead of blue. Very cute card. But yeah, Sky Saviors, I think you'd like him. And they all fuse the different warriors as well. So yeah. Anyway, so I've talked about legend cards sometimes in this video, and there are also this stream. So not all legend cards are created equal. Dark Magician was like the second legend card to come out, I think, second or third. And obviously he's not as good as Blue Eyes White Dragon, who was the first one. And so they have support cards to help buff up weaker legend cards. Even Sword and Shield, Shield and Sword from before even has a support card. Oddly enough, the support card for Shield and Sword is called Sword and Shield. Moving on. So a bunch of legend cards do have cards which support them, and also allow you to basically build a whole deck around a singular legend card, which has been a growing trend as the game's gone on. And this is Dark Executor Warlock, for Dark Magician support. So if you want to give this guy a read.
Yeah. The 11 level 7 spellcaster in dark. 25, 21. Send the top
21.
card in your deck to the graveyard. The classic. The classic. They all do this.
Old reliable mill one.
Old reliable. And this turn, this card's name becomes Dark Magician. Dark Magician mentioned, let's fucking go. Then you can shuffle 10 spell cards from your graveyard into the deck. If you do, you can destroy one face-up level 8 or lower monster on your field. Ooh.
This is a cool card as well. It's kind of like a Rush Duel version of the card Dark. What's it called? Dark Executor. No, it's called. There's a Rush Duel card. It's like Dark Eradicator Warlock. There, it's kind of like a Rush Duel variant of that guy. An alternate version of it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Thorn. I've not checked it. I'll come back and check it in a bit. Sorry, Lamette. Go ahead.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't understand how this game works at all. This is what we're learning.
It's okay.
I'm trying good, but I don't get it. But I want to believe.
I just gotta believe
in Dark Magician. And if there's lots of spellcasters and old reliable Dark Magician with an old reliable mill one, that's enough for me.
That's fair. So you thinking this card made it?
Yeah, I believe. I have so much faith.
I really admire your belief, Lamette. I also admire the fact that you can do it whilst being completely wrong.
I just wanted to believe.
You really sound like Parappa the Rapper there, where he's like, I just gotta believe! And then he sings a song. So, let's talk about this guy.
Damn.
Dark Executor Warlock. Gaining the Dark Magician name is very useful, and it makes it so that cards which need Dark Magician as like a condition, like spell cards, can be used. It also allows you to use fusion summons, which there's quite a lot of Dark Magician fusions in the game as well. And it can be used for all of those. And especially useful because Dark Magician is a legend card, so you only have one of him in the deck. So, yeah. Unfortunately, other cards kind of have the name change without any associated cost. That is a thing, I'll say. There are some cards, I won't talk about them because I was thinking maybe we could do another one where it's just waifus, like a waifu quiz of Rush Duel cards, see how good the waifus were. You totally won't be biased in any capacity in that if we did that. But maybe we can do that in the future if you'd be interested, a waifu quiz. That being said, there are other cards, some of which may be waifus, which can do that without needing to mill one. But even then, it's like, it's fine, but it's nothing amazing. The other thing is that, so, Dark Magician decks generally love getting spells in the graveyard. But, like, shuffling 10 of those
that is kind of entirely how it works.
Yeah, shuffling 10 to get rid of a level 8 or lower, which is pretty restrictive removal, all things considered, it's kind of mid. It's not worth it a lot of the time. And this is a time when, like, there are, again, that Abyssal Poseidra from beforehand, he could shuffle 5 cards, 5 monsters from your grave into your deck to destroy any one card, any one monster. This is shuffle 10 spells to destroy one level 8 or lower. It's kind of, like, really restrictive for a really big cost for no reason. And I think the kind of mentality when this card came out was like, oh, that's kind of a lot for not that much payoff. And don't get me wrong, destruction is still not super common in Rush compared to normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Normal Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like everything in their mum. It's just like, I destroy and negate 12 things and win the game. And it's not bad, but it's just like, there's other cards you could use realistically. So what I can say is that normally in Dark Magician based decks, if you run Executor Warlock here, you'll generally run him as like a 1-of or a 2-of maybe. And even then, I think a lot of the time, that'll be for the name change more than anything else, rather than his actual, like, destruction effect. There are other level 7s, which are made to work with Dark Magician, which are generally far better. There's a card called Dark Sword Magician. He looks super cool. He's, like, Dark Magician with like, swords and shit. And there's another card called it's called an Obsidian Magic Soldier, who gets attack boosts for each spell in your graveyard. And I think if it's like 5 or more spells in your graveyard, 10 or more spells, he gets an extra 1,000 on top of the buff you already got. So these cards are generally more useful in a Dark Magician deck. Executor here is like 1 or 2 of at most, but he's fine. He's kind of mediocre. He's very much like a whatever kind of guy, honestly. And yeah,
Dang.
he's just not there.
Dark Magician continues to be mid every
Yeah,
single time.
unfortunately. Oh, I should say Blue Eyes White Dragon has
I
actually been
wanted to
quite good
believe.
competitively in recent months because he got some new stuff, including fusion stuff. But yeah.
When is Blue Eyes? Blue Eyes is like always on and off. And it's always told to me like this is like a surprising, shocking thing that Blue Eyes is good right now. But like I feel like that's
Yeah. Granted,
like a reoccurring bit.
Rush Duels has a very different power level, and there's a lot of exclusive cards. Don't get me wrong, there are some exclusive cards for Dark Magician which are good. I think that card I mentioned before, Obsidian Magic Soldier, I think he was limited for a while, but I can't remember now. There've been some good cards, but yeah, Warlock here is kind of he's just chilling out, you know. While his card art may suggest otherwise, he is in fact just chilling out. Not long now, not many cards. I think it's
Dang,
like 2 or
just
3 cards left.
chilling.
Yeah. 2 or 3 cards left now, I think. This is Shiny Shady. Oh yeah, another waifu. Okay, so this waifu here.
You?
She actually has her own card as well. I've not put her on the list, but she's called Chemical Cure Purple. She has her own card, which we can maybe look at in the future.
Oh.
But yeah, this is Shiny Shady. You want to give this one a read?
Yeah. Okay, during your opponent's turn, when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Change the battle position of up to 2 face-up effect monsters on either field to face-down defense position. If you choose a monster with 2,600 or lower,
Higher.
or higher, sorry, I just am replacing words
It's
in
okay.
my brain. Higher original attack, you also gain 1,500 life points. Sick. Fire. I that sounds pretty sick to me. I mean, like swapping positions is like always annoying.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it is to face down as well, face down defense. So like yeah, card effects don't work.
Yeah. Like that's pretty obnoxious. Also pretty girl card.
Yeah. It is a very
I will say
card.
this design doesn't look like YuGiOh.
Yeah.
Like at all to me. It doesn't feel YuGiOh at all.
One thing I will say,
But...
so the reason that these cards exist, Chemical Cure Purple, she's a fusion monster. She's a mixture of Chemical Cure Blue and Chemical Cure Red. And they're all these scientist girls, they're all psychic types. Yeah, I know, right? It's very funny, but they're all psychic types, all like researchers experimenting with chemical cure, with these like blue medicine and red medicine, which are like really old cards from old school Yu-Gi-Oh, which have never been very good, but they use these cards specifically because they can search for them. But they're just like very weak life point gain cards, but these cards use them just in case. They all have like assistants in the background. Like you can see the assistant here in Shiny Shady. The assistants do not have cards, which leads me to believe that one day the assistants will get cards and we'll have like a full archetype based around these chemical cure cards. And like they'll all be using, hey, we have different medicines which you can use. And I don't know, maybe they'll support Shiny Shady as well. That's my hope, at least. So we'll get like a bunch of like 3 other new girls, which are all their assistants as cards.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So you say... this sounds good. This sounds like great.
You are absolutely correct. This card is good. When your opponent normal special wants to send a card from your hand to the grave, you can. The discard here is totally worth it. It can shut down to 2 monsters at once, right? And again, it's face down defense position, so any effects that they'd have are completely not usable by them, which is awesome. If someone spends some time trying to summon a monster and you activate Shiny Shady, you just shut it off instantly, which is really, really funny and really, really strong. There's a card called Book of Moon in normal Yu-Gi-Oh, which is a spell card, which lets you turn a card in your opponent's field to face down defense. This is like 2 Book of Moons on your opponent's turn. And then it also has like a nice cool life point gain effect.
Busted.
Yeah. And no, it's just great for stopping fusions and ritual monsters. As I mentioned before, maximum monsters can't be put in defense, so this card wouldn't work on them, but that's like one card type, right? This card stops so much stuff. Yeah, it's just a very, 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 very good card. Probably one of the most ubiquitously used trap cards at the moment. Just really, really strong card.
Ubiquitous.
Yeah, ubiquitous. Ubiquitously used. Yes, that makes... Yeah, I use that word, right? Listen, I have an English degree. I can say
Yeah,
what I
that's a
want.
word. You can say that word.
Indeed.
Go ahead.
Excellent. Here we have another legend monster. This is Rise of the Storm Monarch. Monarch's very, very
Immediate
famous.
dislike.
Immediate dislike. Why?
Dislike.
Why? What's wrong with him?
Continue.
Is
Sorry.
it his bird armor?
I don't know.
So
Yeah, I don't
monarchs
like his bird armor.
monarchs are very popular from normal Yu-Gi-Oh. Very classic, very iconic cards, very strong cards back in the day. So yeah, this is Riser. What do you think? Actually, do you want to read their effect? Do you want me to read it?
I can read. I can read. I know how to read.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say you can't read. I'm just
During
wondering
the
if you want. I'm just trying to be polite. I'm
I
like, oh,
say
like,
every time I say I know how to read, and I immediately fumble the reading.
I'm just thinking, oh, she's the guest. Should I do the reading instead, or should she do it? Oh, I don't know the etiquette here. Oh God.
Ah,
Oh God.
okay.
Sorry, go
During
ahead.
the turn, you tribute summon this card in attack position. Okay, easy,
Hmm.
easy. Place one card from the field on top of the owner's deck. Ah.
So yeah, you tribute summon him, return a card from the field to the top of the deck. He's a level 6, so you need to tribute summon him anyway, unless you special summon him. But yeah, and he's your legend card, so he takes up your
Yeah.
legend monster slot.
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I mean, I don't know.
Hmm.
Why not? Even if I think he's ugly, why not? I have belief. I feel like it's not it sounds useful,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Right? That sounds useful to me. My only hang up is that I feel like there might be cooler legend cards.
I see.
But
Can I ask what's so ugly about his design? Do
but
you?
I don't like him.
Do you
I
not
don't
like
know.
cool
He's
dudes in
so
armor? Am
no.
I too? Am I being
I
too boy
just
pilled
that's
by
not the
saying?
issue.
Am I being too boy pilled by saying cool dudes in armor are
This is
cool?
very this is a very no, it's this armor specifically. I don't like the disc on the head. I don't like the front crotch centerpiece that's like weirdly long.
It
I
is
don't
okay.
like his I don't like his I don't know.
He has a
Just
massive collar around his
he
like.
doesn't
Yeah.
yeah, what is that? And then like to me, okay, it looks like the cape is like a curtain that I could draw on a string around this. Like it would just like pull.
I think
And
it's
I
meant.
think that's stupid.
Okay, but hang on. What if he's just standing there? His cloak is all around, and then he whips it out, and he summons a storm wind, and he looks cool like this. Isn't that cool? Don't you think that's cool?
Just
Like
don't think he
it's like
looks cool.
you know when like
Immediate dislike.
Batman is like standing still and he just has his cloak around him and you can't see him. He just looks like a dude in a cloak, and then he jumps out into action and his cloak splays back. Doesn't that seem cool to you?
No,
Okay.
but like live your best life.
Okay. You know,
Sorry, sorry.
you know, it's,
You know what though? I'll even if I'm a hater, I'll give him some belief. I believe in him.
your belief this time was well placed. So he's a fantastic card. So if you didn't know, monarchs are very old cards in Yu-Gi-Oh. They are from, I think from about the GX era. I know there's some cards in the GX, some like guys in the GX anime who used monarchs, and they kind of beat up a lot of the main characters really easily until like Jaden comes in and he's like, "I'm gonna beat you guys up," and then he beats them all, and it's like, okay, that's great. But also, I say that like every other character in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which isn't Jaden or Judai, whatever you want to call him, which isn't the main character, gets their ass kicked every other episode. So, that's not too impressive on the Monarch users' parts, I guess. that being said, Monarchs were very, very good for a very long time. They're single tribute monsters with high stats and all having great effects. Ryza is currently one of the most used legend cards in the game at the moment in Rush Duel. He's just a very, very powerful card. Yeah, who would have guessed? Monarchs are good in Rush Duels. There's actually a new Monarch starter deck coming out now as well with a new Dark Monarch, who's a very fan favorite as well. But yeah, again, high stats, single tribute, strong removal. There's very few ways to react to that as well, right? It's not card destruction. It's returning cards to the top of the deck. Obviously, if it's a card from the extra deck, like a fusion, it just sends them back to the extra deck. There's not much you can do against this kind of thing. And again, not again, but you draw until you have 5 cards in Rush Duel. If you send a card to the top of the deck, which is the main deck card, he kind of stagnates someone's draws, right? Because you can't draw any new cards. You're having to draw the same card which you just lost on the board. So that may be a bad thing for you, that may be a good thing for you, but it can ultimately stagnate you from getting deeper in your deck. And yeah, this card is used all over the show. There's a plethora of very good wind and winged beast support in Rush Duel as well. It seems like a lot of the types which don't get a lot of support in normal Yu-Gi-Oh, like Pyro and like Thunder and sometimes Winged Beast, but also not so. Yeah, a lot of them get like support in Rush Duel, and they're really, really good. And yeah, Rise is just fantastic. Now, if I remember correctly, the next card is our last card of the day, or the evening rather. So, Lamette, are you
Wow.
ready for this? You've done very well up until now, but are you prepared
Yes.
for your final card?
I don't know about that.
Okay, we'll have a look. 3, 2, 1. Fuck, I pressed the wrong button. Dramatically done. This is Magician of Black Chaos. Let's go. We love this guy. Classic card.
What a classic.
Yeah.
What a classic.
I never noticed it on the old card, only this new modern art. He does wear like a lot of belts. It's almost like, I would say it's almost fetishy, but then I think of like Tetsuya Nomura's character design in like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and drawing belts and buckles on things which should not have belts or buckles. So I'm going to pretend it's that and not like a fetish thing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He's
Very
perfect.
cool.
Also, like, Yugi is just a punk, so I always
True.
felt like
Man,
they matched.
he was rocking the chain in Battle City. He really pulled that look off really well.
He was. This is where like his hair makes sense, right? Like everyone says he doesn't make sense. He's got stupid hair. His hair makes sense if you think it's just like a weird home in the bathroom bleach job where you have bleach tips and like he spiked it because he's a punk.
But what are you talking? He's an anime boy. That was all natural.
No, because like to me it's dyed. He's a punk.
The amount of times that, hey, I want to get my hair like Yugi, and without really realizing that it's not physically possible.
It's physically possible. It makes sense. You can do it. It's just you.
When I was a child, it was not physically possible to dye my hair that way. Or to spike my hair up in a way which I could get it to look like Yugimoto.
Look, nothing's stopping you now.
Nothing is
stopping you now.
My hair is long enough.
Anime protagonist life.
My hair is absolutely long enough where I could potentially do it. Maybe not to the same extent. Maybe I have to go for like another character.
Go.
But yeah, I could potentially do it. Anyway.
No.
I just gotta believe.
I believe.
This is
I believe.
This is Magician of Black Chaos. He's a ritual monster. Again, ritual monster is very new to the game. I think came out in like, I want to say March or like May this year. Yeah, it's one of the M months. Anyway, he's fairly recent, and I use lots of hairspray. Indeed, Commodore, you are right. But yeah, he's fairly recent to the game. Rush Duel ritual monsters go into the extra deck in Rush Duel, and he actually does have an effect in this game. So you want to read him out because he's different now from his normal Yu-Gi-Oh version.
Just that his name changes?
That's his effect.
Effect none? Effect none? Effect none, my favorite effect.
This card's name becomes Dark Magician while in the graveyard. That's his effect.
Okay, look, I want to say, right, with the Rush Duel like card formatting, he looks so beautiful.
He does.
He looks like the scene in the Sailor Moon transformation where like the ribbons kind of come out of the
I see
locket.
it. I see it. Yeah.
Um, and it's beautiful and it's perfect. And I want to believe so bad. Okay, so I believe. I'm putting all of my heart into believing in
It's
Magician of Black Chaos.
literally the heart of the cards. But does the heart of the cards come through?
My heart, the heart of the cards is here. I
But
believe.
by the way, I should say, so this art here, this is an alternate. So Magician of Black Chaos came out in a recent structure deck to kind of like show off rituals, they just came out fairly recently, again a couple months ago. And this card is like an alternate art version where the magic spells around him are like pulsing out of the card art. He looks super cool. This card is great. This card is very, very good. um,
Hell yes, let's fucking
Now,
go.
I should say that this is a very iconic card from Yugi, right? But there's nothing on this card to necessarily say this card kicks ass. There's nothing that necessarily says that. His stats are pretty good at 28, 26, but this card can potentially be higher than that. And he doesn't have any effect except for his name changes to Dark Magician whilst in the grave. That's fine. It doesn't do anything a lot of the time. This card, okay, for one, he is a strong beater. 28, 26 is still very good stats, right? And because Ritual's in the extra deck, he's a ritual you can get out at any time, right? If you have what's called Black Magic Ritual, you can just play that down, and if you can just get rid of cards from your hand or field whose total levels add up to 8, you instantly have this guy out on the board. It's awesome. It's very, very cool. Magician of Black Chaos is currently the linchpin for one of the, as the time of recording this, one of the best decks in the meta right now. He is a massive linchpin of a super consistent game plan. So a lot of Yugi's cards, like Griffor and Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress, all these cards which were used to ritual summon Magician of Black Chaos initially in the anime and manga, have been basically retrained to be ritual support for Black Chaos. And it's this super, super consistent engine of being able to constantly get ritual spell cards from your deck, or being able to get them from your graveyard, and you can basically be ritual summoning every single turn into these big dudes, into a big dude like Chaos. And sure, there are cards which are bigger than him, that is true. But it's just the level of consistency which you can use that, right? It's just every single turn, you're probably the unluckiest person in the world if you can't ritual summon with this deck. And again, a lot of them, he's the linchpin for it. A lot of them have effects which activate when you have Black Chaos on board. Like there's two other cards, they call it Ceremonial Magician and Ceremonial Warrior, I think they're called. They have really strong effects which activate if you have Magician of Black Chaos on board. I think Ceremonial Magician just says if you have a spellcaster, if you have a ritual spellcaster with like 2600 defense, oh look, that's what Black Chaos is. You just get to destroy one card on your opponent's board every turn. Very, very solid.
Oh.
I think the Ceremonial Warrior one, he just becomes a massive attack stat beat stick guy thing. I don't know. They're both solid cards though. And yeah, it's just a super consistent game plan with a lot of cards you can use, which are just constantly make it so you'll never break. The name change effect actually is very good and comes into play a surprising amount. So when I saw this, I had to do some research on this. I had to look at a lot of videos and a lot of deck lists. Like why? Because so in a lot of Magician of Black Chaos decks, you'll see a lot of fusion cards, a lot of Dark Magician fusion cards. And I'm like, well, hang on, they're not running any fusion spells. Why are they using this? And there's no contact fusion, right? You still have like the elemental heroes would contact fuse in the anime, and there's some cards that can do that. You fuse that fusion spell. That's a mechanic in Rush. It's a named mechanic. It says this card can contact fuse with blah blah. There's none of that for Dark Magician cards. There's no contact fusions. It's like, why are all these decks running fusion monsters when they can't even use them? There's no fusion spells. A card which would commonly be ran is a card called, I think it's called like Undaunted Gaia the Fierce, no, Battle Tested Gaia the Fierce Knight. He's a Gaia the Fierce Knight retrain. And he has a very interesting effect where he can treat his name as Gaia the Fierce Knight, and he allows you to instantly fusion summon using a card from your graveyard and himself. So there actually is a fusion which is in normal Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's kind of been brought over to Rush Duel. It's called Dark Cavalry. It's a fusion between
Oh.
Dark Magician and Gaia the Fierce Knight, and it's like, oh, hang on, this guy becomes Dark Magician whilst in the grave. If I have this Gaia card on board, I can fusion summon into Dark Cavalry without even needing to use a spell card to do that. So I have access to a bunch of fusion cards now as well. And then, oh, hang on a second. There's a Curse of Dragon retrain, right? Curse of Dragon very famously fuses with Gaia to form Gaia the Dragon Knight or whatever his name was, Gaia the Dragon Champion. Yeah, there's a Curse of Dragon retrain, which is also ritual support for Black Chaos, and as well as being very, very, very good ritual support, where it lets you look at the top 5, I think, of your deck and then add any ritual spells to your hand from among them. Something like that. This Curse of Dragon card also treats his own name as Curse of Dragon. It's like, oh, hang on a second. So I'm running this Gaia the Fierce Knight retrain card, which confuses Black Chaos to summon Dark Cavalry. But then there's also this Curse of Dragon card, which is treated as Curse of Dragon whilst in the grave. And I can fuse that with my Gaia card as well. So I can actually go into a Gaia the Fierce Knight fusion, which there also are several of as well. Gaia the Fierce Knight is also a very iconic card. Got tons of specific fusion monsters for Rush Duel. So now you have not only this hyper consistent ritual engine focused all around Black Chaos, who's just this big beatstick who enables a bunch of guys. You also have access to this massive fusion toolbox. And whilst, again,
Yeah, that's busted.
yeah, in terms of raw power, there are like fusion decks and maximum decks which have higher stats. It's just like the raw consistency and versatility you have available to you is really, really good. It's really cool. When I saw that, oh, that's such a smart thing. That's so like, this is the cheese I'm talking about, where there is cheese in Rush, and it's like, it's very cool, and it's just kind of, this is a really smart way to open yourself up to tons of different ways to play the game. And realistically, you can have an answer to a lot of different problems just by filling your deck up with a bunch of ritual monsters and a bunch of fusion monsters. And yeah, Black Chaos decks are currently really, really, really strong in the meta. Like, the top deck to beat. So yeah.
Yo.
Pretty innocuous by
That's so
himself.
good.
No, it's really cool. It's really awesome to see that they've made Black Chaos just so powerful. Like, it would be so lame if he was not good. Like,
He deserves it.
Right, exactly, right. If it's like, yeah, he's got high stats, but he doesn't do anything, and his name change effect, I'm surprised how relevant that is. It would suck so bad if he was a crap card, but no, he's very good. He's very, very good.
Yeah,
So,
I'm so glad. Finally getting the comeuppance.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
That's so good.
No, he's literally the best deck in the game. So good on you, Black Chaos. You finally did it. Yugi would be very proud. But yeah, that's the end of the game for today,
let's
Lamette.
go.
That's the end of the
Thank
game,
you.
Lamette. No, thank you
Wow.
for playing. I'm glad that you liked the vibes. Yeah, Rush Duel, it's a very, very different game in a lot of ways. Obviously a lot of similarities, but hopefully you can kind of understand some of the differences between normal Yu-Gi-Oh! And Rush from that. And I hope you liked it. And I think one of the big things about Rush is just the card arts are so much nicer, I find.
They are really pretty.
Yeah, they're much more readable, I think, a lot of the time. I say that, and then we think, what was Thunderbolt? Thunderbolt is just like a guy with lightning with armor around him, and kind of trying to find out where his body ends and begins. But yeah. But no, yeah.
Perfect, no notes.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you'd be interested in another one again in the future. Again, there are lots of waifus, which I did not include that many of in this one, unfortunately. I didn't intend to do that. I kind of like, oh, hang on. Lamette would probably appreciate some like cute girls in this list, and I just not put that many on.
I would.
I don't know, maybe if you'd be interested in doing it again in the future, we can do a cute girl only list. I don't know if that's something you'd like.
Cute girl only.
Yeah, but then you have to...
That's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah, then you have to be like, hang on.
It would be a yes on all of them.
Well, the thing is, then you have to say, are they all yeses? Or hang on, is this cute girl as good as this other cute girl? I'll
Yeah,
keep.
like if you ranked them,
Yeah.
who's like the best
We could do like a
waifu?
waifu tier list of like Rush Duel waifus. Grant, no, there are honestly so many girls in waifu in Rush Duel. I think you'd be a long time doing a tier list
And
for it.
waifu,
Yeah.
my favorite card game, waifu.
Well, you say that there's a what's it called? Is it called not ZX? Wicross. Wicross is a game, is a card game which a lot of people like, and apparently a lot of girls like it because a lot of the cards in it are just cute girls. So like most of the cards are cute
Oh.
girls. I do remember. Okay, I used to play a game called Card Fight Vanguard. I don't play it much anymore, or at all anymore. But I used to play a deck called Bermuda Triangle, which are like a bunch of like mermaid like pop idols. They're very cute. They're very cool. But
Ew.
yeah, no. Apparently, I'd seen like a lot of people say, "Oh, I actually got my little sister into the game because of Bermuda Triangle," or like girls picking up the game to play Bermuda Triangle and stuff. Um, the downside is that Bermuda Triangle is like the most expensive clan in the game to play. They're like the most expensive deck just because it's all cute mermaid waifus and everyone wants them. So they're the most expensive to get. And they recently changed it. Recently, it was a couple of years ago now, but they eventually changed it so that like it's not just mermaids, it's girls of other types, like witch girls, ghost girls, dragon girls, a girl for whatever flavor of the month you're feeling like. And again, a lot of them are very expensive because waifu tax. People just want to play with pretty
Dang.
girls, I guess. That sounded weird. Don't.
And they're and that's based.
That's base. Okay, cool. Mega base.
Pretty girl cards.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna leave it for today then, folks. I think. No, I hope you did enjoy today, Lemmet. I hope you learned something about
Yes,
yourself.
thank you, thank you, thank
I think
you,
you learned
thank
something about
you.
me, about the world, even. Have you learned something about the world, Lemmet?
Yes.
Excellent. I won't ask what that
Just
is.
because
I
good
don't care enough to
tattoo
ask, but.
doesn't mean Okay, sorry.
What was that bit from
Sorry,
YuGiOh
sorry, sorry,
Bridge? It's
sorry,
like
sorry, sorry, sorry,
synchro summon, synchro what? Synchro summon, synchro what? It's when you get two of my. Oh, look at that! I seem to have stopped caring. Okay, yeah,
Oh
no, we'll end
man.
it there today. I hope you did enjoy the quiz today. I did put a lot of work into it and like updating it from the last one I did, like
Yes, thank
God, like 2 years ago
you.
or something like that. God damn. But yeah, no, I hope you enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, if you want to, let me know. We can work on a waifu quiz in the future. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for going today as well, folks who've been watching. Apologies for not interacting so much with the chat. I do apologize. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this and you found this entertaining as well. Also, I don't know if we're gonna make a YouTube video out of this. Hi, YouTube. Lamette, would you like to plug yourself? I don't believe you did that earlier on, actually. I think we just kind of went into it.
Yeah. I don't know. I exist. I play video games not good and I draw lots. That's all I do.
Clumsy Lamette, everybody, let's go!
Let's go.
No, thank you so much for coming today. We're going to leave it there for today, folks. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Keep well. Stay safe. Lots of good food. I'll probably be back to streaming on Monday. Thank you, Flora, for coming by. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll probably back to streaming on Monday. Probably Mystery Dungeon. I didn't stream this week, Lamette, because like I was working on stuff, and then I just got really depressed and didn't want to stream on Friday, and I don't know why. It just happened. But yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, I just had like a big depressive episode. I was meant to do some more work today on recording stuff. I was meant to record something for a video I want to do, but I didn't have recording. I'm like, oh no, it's so annoying. But it's okay. We'll figure it out. But yeah. Anyway,
You're so brave.
I am not. I am in fact quite cowardly, but that's okay. Anyway, we're gonna leave it there. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, afternoon. Keep well, stay safe, eat lots of good food, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. Bye bye.